Welcome to the Gaelan Trombley Show. You can find me on Facebook at Gaelan Trombley, on Instagram at Gaelan Trombley, and on YouTube at Gaelan Trombley. Spelling GaelanTrombley. Enjoy the show. On episode 21 of the Gaelan Trombley Show, we have Miss Konnor Baker. I met Konnor a few years ago, and I've always enjoyed our conversations. We sipped on a little cafe tequila, which was good, and it was Miss Bartender, her choice. And we also talked about Scuba. We talked a little bit about our careers at Plattsburgh State and how to tie in the college to the professional ranks. And we talked a lot about golf. So that was a great time. So I hope you guys enjoy episode 21 with Konnor Baker. Welcome to the Gaelan Trombley Show. Hello and welcome to episode 21 of the Gaelan Trombley Show. My guest today, if you didn't hear in the background, is Konnor Baker. I met Konnor probably a couple years ago now, I think. I don't know, time flies. But she was actually my waitress at Campus Corner.
Yes.
And that's where I met her. And I always enjoyed talking to her. And, you know, we've talked since here and there. And I think that she's just a fun person to talk to, which is basically people ask what is the theme of the Gaelan Trombley Show, and it literally is people that I think would be fun to talk to. So yeah, she qualifies, so she's here.
Well, thank you.
Konnor, welcome.
Thanks. Hello, everyone.
So that's the other thing too is we are on YouTube. So if you guys want to check it out, check out the YouTube channel. So you can see this all live if you really want to see us act and talk. And we have. What do we have today, Konnor?
This is
our drink of choice
from Patron. Yes, it's Cafe Tequila. It's coffee flavored liqueur. So this purple one is the one that we usually purchase, but the red one, this is
that's coming out later on.
Cafe Dark. Yeah. So I never had it, so I purchased it, and we can
when
taste
the sun
this.
goes down, we'll have some of the Cafe Dark.
Cafe Dark, yeah.
And actually, what was funny, I think when I asked you to be on the podcast, you had said that you actually listened to one of them, and then you told me. Do you remember?
I said, if I was ever on the Gaelan Trombley Show, what would I bring to drink?
That was literally the first thing she said, and I'm like, that's awesome. So,
yep.
So here we are. So this is cool. You're the first one to bring Patron onto the to the episode.
We're classing it up.
That is good. I like that.
I know. I looked a little bit at some of your videos, and I saw you had a tall boy of blue light. Was it blue light?
That was Nicole. Yep.
I'm like, damn, I should have brought some tall boys.
we could do whatever. I mean, there's really no we like to have fun, and it's nice. We usually do these evening after work, so it's kind of a nice little decompress happy hour type deal. So
yep.
So Konnor, for people that do not know you, can you give us a little bit of background, where you're from, where'd you grew up? Basically, just kind of give us a good synopsis up to 2019, Konnor.
Sure.
The mic is yours.
The easy version. Sure. So I'm a local person from Plattsburgh, born and raised. Went to Plattsburgh High School. Graduated in 2006. So I don't know, depending on how old you are, that's either old or young. I don't know. I don't know. Like, my high school years were what they were. And then, being from Plattsburgh, I was lucky enough that I could go to Plattsburgh State for relatively cheap enough money. So I took that path and stayed in town, hung out with my parents and my friends, and graduated from college in 2014 from Plattsburgh with the Hotel, Restaurant, and Tourism Management program. And, did a few serious lifetime adult jobs right after that. And currently I work with Martin Harding and Mazzotti. I'm a paralegal at the office here in Plattsburgh.
That's great. So what now, before Plattsburgh State, or before Plattsburgh High School, I should say, so you
Sure.
lifetime city resident?
Lifetime city resident, yep. Okay. Never moved. My parents live in the same house that I grew up in. It's actually right by the high school. Yeah.
So then what did you do in high school? Any sports clubs, anything fun besides just classes?
I played soccer, volleyball, and softball. Okay. So that was back in the day when they were separate sports. Now soccer and volleyball are in the same season.
Yeah.
I know. I remember when that happened. I was like, oh my God, what would I have done? How would I have picked?
Volleyball in the spring. Right? Because soccer was a fall sport?
Right.
Yep. Okay. Because now volleyball and soccer are both.
No, it was volleyball was a winter sport.
Was it winter?
Winter sport, yeah.
What was the other sport? Oh, softball.
Soccer, volleyball, and softball.
Yeah,
Yep.
okay, that makes sense, yes. So they went from winter to fall.
Right.
Gotcha.
Right.
Yeah, because volleyball is pretty hard. I'm not very good at it.
I'm not really good at volleyball anymore. Like, I was okay in high school, but beach volleyball I find to be so hard these days.
That's the last time I played was beach volleyball. I love beach volleyball. It's a blast being on, like...
I do too, but
I get so many nice days, but
I suck at it. Like, I can't even serve the ball over the net anymore. It's so sad.
I can serve. It's just the you don't want me on the front line. Sure,
Why the ups? You don't have the ups to get over the.
I don't have the reach, the ups. I have nothing. I'm really a limited player.
It is tough in sand though too. You kind of like stick. Your feet don't really go anywhere.
Like I need all the elevation cheating that I can get. And by sinking a few inches lower, it's not good. So PHS graduated 06. I would say that's not too old. I'm similar in age. You beat me out a little bit, but not much. We're similar, so I would say you're right there.
Yeah.
So then 06, did you go right into college? You graduated in 14.
I went one semester and then realized I wasn't really going for anything that I wanted to pursue. So I stopped going to college because I thought it was a waste of money. You know, I was just kind of going to go. And I just got a bunch of jobs and worked. I actually worked for an attorney's office back then. I was 21 to like 22 or 23. I worked for John Niles. At the time, it was Niles, Pillar, and Bracey. So I got that real-world experience. That was a lot of fun. And then I decided to go back to college, and I did. But I've always worked, multiple jobs at a time, gone to college full-time. I've always lived on my own since I left. I think I was 19 when I moved out of my parents' house, and I remember being petrified. But I was like, you know what? Just go and do it. You can always move back home after. And I've never looked back. So, yep. And I've lived by myself now for the last 7, 8 years or so. And
I think I've actually mentioned that.
Yeah, we've talked about that before.
Because I've never lived... It's a regret of mine, actually. I really wish I would have. Not in a bad... No,
I know. You have so many other great things in life going on.
Yeah, but it would have been kind of... It's one of those... There's a couple experiences that I look back at it and be like, oh, that would have been nice to do it. Not that it like really dwells on me, but one of them would have been living on my own, which never happened because I went from parents to roommates to basically my situation now with my, at the time girlfriend, now wife, So like I've always just had people living under the same roof as me. So what's the best part on living alone? I mean, I can probably think of it, but obviously I think like mostly the independence.
Right. Yeah, the independence. I mean, I don't know. I think you definitely seem like the type of person that likes to have people around and do things with people. Obviously, like you said, you've never lived alone, but I'm like really independent. I love doing things by myself. I love coming home to it being empty. Like I have no problem going to the movies by myself. Like I guess I'm a social person, but I'm also a big loner. So that's huge for me. Like I hate coming home and having someone else's dishes in the sink or like dog hair everywhere, that's not my animal, or, things along those lines. I just...
Hair in the shower, that kind of stuff?
It's mine, so I'm not upset about it.
Yeah, I mean, if it's yours, yes.
Right,
I've been on the opposite spectrum where I've had hair in the showers. But...
Yeah.
The
independence is the big part. It's nice. Come and go as you please, not have to really feel bad for doing anything or being home later than you should have, or...
Yeah, I think that's one, like, so... Gina and my son, they left a couple weeks ago. They were gone for 10 days to Florida. So,
wow.
And I didn't have the dog. So literally it was weird. I was kind of telling everybody, I'm like, I don't really know what to do because...
Right. You've never had that alone time.
This has never happened. That's the first time in my life I've actually, I guess, lived alone. And, I mean, it was fun. I mean, there's like, I went out a couple times, which doesn't happen ever. But the other thing is like, I just know myself, so I was like, oh, this would be great. I'll have like stuff. I'll have some evenings kind of do. Well, no.
Yeah.
What basically happened was knowing that I had more free time, I just packed my schedule more, which meant
with work things, or
like work and just like stuff for the business, which is fine because like it gives me time to kind of catch up and
as long as you enjoy doing that.
Yeah, and I love it. So like to me, it doesn't feel like work. So it was like kind of my hobby, I guess, if you'd say. But I would get home at 9, 10 o'clock at night. So literally I'd like walk in, turn on the lights, go brush my teeth, go right to bed. And I'd get up and do the same thing over again. And so I pretty much my stay at home, but it was nice. I didn't have to like come home and have to like make dinner, clean up dinner or, check in or so there was just, I could just kind of come and go. If I wanted to stay a little later, I was just like, I'm just going to stay a little later because I'm making the decisions. So I think I'm kind of envious at times where I wish I would have had a stretch maybe in my 20s where I could, have a year, even a couple of years where just I could just come and go. Because I find I've told a lot of people this, which people probably don't believe me, but I do feel I'm kind of like you. I'm very social, but I'm very much like I like my alone time.
Yeah.
I think I'm more introverted at heart naturally. I come across opposite just because I have to be. Like it's kind of like a practice to get away from being introverted. Right. But there's still days where I'm like, I just want to kind of do my thing myself. So that's cool. So I think that's something that, I think everybody should experience. Again, I'm being a hypocrite there. I never did, but I think that's something that'd be kind of cool to just experience living on your own for even a year or two.
Right. And I remember even when I was graduated high school and I wasn't moved out of my parents' house yet, like all of my friends had apartments or like summer rentals in Plattsburgh when the college leaves. They're like $200 for the summer. All of my friends did that. So it was easy to, during the day, go on adventures, go hang out, do whatever, stay out late, and then be like, okay, bye, I've had enough of you people. I'm going back home.
Yeah. I mean, it's true, I guess, if you live in Plattsburgh. What has been your biggest thing of why have you stayed in Plattsburgh? Like, what has there been?
My family. I'm really close with my parents. I'm an only child, and they truly are like my best friends. We do so much together. So them and I do have a really good friend base, which is nice. But yeah, my family's the number one thing that kept me here.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. That's kind of the reason. Like not that I say I really ever wanted to move away, because it was never in my head to move away in the sense because of family. Like I didn't have family really close. Or if we were the only ones that lived, and our home base of family was in another state, and we were like the outsiders of the family. I might have been outsiders. I would have been maybe a little bit. Everybody has those aunt and uncles that moved away and they live across the country. And
I have a few.
Yeah, so I guess if I was like that, I'd be a little more apt to get up and move. But I've really never ever, especially now, today's day and age, like business wise and things like that. A lot of it's so electronic that you can. Internet and everything else, like
you can be remote.
You're connected.
It's really
everywhere.
Easy. Yeah.
Exactly. So I don't think I've ever really had the urge to pack up and go. And if I do, like, I can always do stuff remotely, and it's a plane trip. It's not that you can still travel and do stuff. So
I think that's why I enjoy traveling a lot too, is because it's an escape and I get to go away and I go do my thing for however long, and then I come home. Yeah. And I'm relaxed and I'm like, okay, I'm ready to be back in Plattsburgh.
So. What you've traveled, right? You like traveling.
I do like traveling, yeah.
Because the last trip that you told me about, you went to Costa Rica?
Yes.
So
that was maybe 3 years ago now.
No, that wasn't 3.
2? It was
Konnor, it wasn't
end
that
of February, March. You're right. It couldn't.
No, it was like last year.
No, that was 2 years ago. That was not last year. That was two Februarys ago. Yep.
Wow.
Time flies.
Yeah, that was the intro. I don't even know how long I've known you, because it just.
I know.
I'm like, well, for a year. And like,
I worked at Campus Corner for a little over 3 years, so it could have. It's been 3 years. That, yeah.
Holy shit. Okay. Yep. Well, there you go. Time does fly.
Time flies.
So Costa Rica. So talk about that, because I know you really enjoy yoga.
Yeah. So I ended up, had the winter blues one year and was like, what the F am I doing? And I need some sunshine. I need to get out of town.
Vitamin what?
Vitamin D.
D.
Yeah, some vitamin D. And a girl that I went to high school with is a yoga instructor out of Boston, and she was hosting this retreat in Costa Rica. So her and I, we're attached on social media all the time, and she posted this thing, and I was like, oh my God, what a good experience. Why don't I give that a try? And I looked up flights. I think I ended up going out of Albany, and it was a direct flight, and it was for like $200 round trip.
Oh, geez.
And, so I didn't mind paying for the yoga, which wasn't super expensive in itself, but literally I decided I was going to Costa Rica in 2 weeks, and I was like, okay, I'm leaving in 2 weeks. Bye.
Oh, was that quick?
It was quick. And wow. I'm lucky though. Like at the time I was working at Campus Corner and Monopole, and I was doing this other part-time legal thing on the side, but they're all flexible. I want to go on this trip, and they said, okay, let's see if we can make the schedule work. And everyone was great, picked up shifts, or we switched things around, and I left.
Costa Rica, what are they known for? It's rainforesty, right?
It's very, yes, it is. And they have the rainy season, and there's a flood season, and so it's only accessible to tourists, and residents have to move every year depending on their location. A lot of people want to be around the beach, so they move closer to the beach in the better season, and then when it's the rain and the monsoon season, they have to move inland. But they're really well known for their coffee.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, their coffee.
I love coffee, so I know Costa Rica's.
I do too. I brought some home, not as much as I wish I had, but I have every so often I treat myself to Costa Rican coffee and my French press. Oh, it's so good. But yeah, I think Costa Rica is basically also known for their yoga retreats. And there are a lot of surf camps. A lot of people go there just to surf.
Because it's on the Gulf, right?
Yes.
I mean, is that the Gulf of Mexico all the way down there? Because Central America, I
don't know that trivia at all.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
It's the same section of water.
It is. There's no it's
just south of Mexico, right? I mean, probably a couple countries down, but it's down the Beltway.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep. It was pretty cool being in South America. Way different culture. I've been to Europe and I've been overseas, but they're very similar to us. South America is so different.
Yeah. Yeah. How is Costa Rica? Is that fairly poor, or is that fairly up?
It is fairly poor. Besides right where the airports are. Sections. Well, you have two major airports, and within a few miles of that are cities. But that's really it. Once you get a few miles outside of the city, it's all dirt roads, like horrible dirt roads. Plattsburgh roads worse times 5. And it's interesting. They will put a whole family of like 6 on one little moped go-kart thing and travel every place that they need to go. They're all barefoot. There's no helmets. Like, they all look like they're refurbished.
That's the thing when I think
But everyone was really friendly, and I felt really safe. I wasn't scared. Like, we went as a group, so that was nice.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure you were probably were you in more like touristy type areas?
No, we were in a very rural area. We were 4 hours. Yeah, we were 4 hours away from any city whatsoever. We were deep in the forest.
Yeah. Okay.
We were actually on a monkey reserve, or like a monkey jungle. So where our I don't even know if I can call it a hotel, because it wasn't not a lot of amenities. Like, the main house was on the top of the hill. That bungalow was down the path to the beach.
Yep.
That bungalow was down by the ocean. That bungalow was higher up. Like, you had to walk everywhere. We hired a chef that was vegan, vegetarian, and it was the most amazing food I've ever had in my whole entire life. Like, and just the freshness of the fruit.
Yeah.
And everything in general. Like, they grow it all. Whatever they have is what they have. They fish every day, and they eat that fish for dinner. And the freshness was really good.
Are they close to the equator?
I'm unsure.
Fairly close.
I could get my phone out and Google all of this.
Yeah, I was going to say, I usually should have I never do this.
Yeah.
Very, rarely ever, but have a computer out that I can check stuff. But that's fine. It's not, people can Google it.
I should have brushed up on my Costa Rica trivia.
I know. I was just going to, this is it. It's like a Jeopardy challenge. So Costa Rica, it's on the water that I know of. The only 2 things I ever knew about it was coffee and spices.
Yes.
I know it's a very kind of like spicy kind of country. Mm-hmm. But like you said, so you were off in kind of like a rural setting. So when you see like a lot of those, this is the one thing I get, like, I don't want to be third world countries, but they're obviously more impoverished in certain areas around here. Like, you kind of look at those people, like, they just, like you said, they're happy. Because I think their lives are so simplified.
They are. They don't know the difference. And, they were so happy. Tourism is really starting to get there. Yeah. And, close to the airport, they did have, I think it was a KFC. We saw a KFC. And our driver was so excited. Like, look, KFC. Like, the first fast food in Costa Rica. Like, oh wow. He was and they were, like, so happy that they were moving forward.
Modernizing.
Yeah. But, like I said, that was just in the city next to the airport for the tourists. And but they're pleasant people. They're happy. Like, they were super friendly, always wanting to go above and beyond. It was nice.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I haven't really been down. I've been down to like the edge of Mexico, and I think we went to like, I don't know, it was like Cayman Islands or something. Like, but that was the kind of thing. It's like, it's certain parts. Cayman Islands, to be honest, that was pretty uppity. There's a lot of banks and stuff there, so that was kind of like a weird, like a weird vibe. There was like, if you went probably more inland, there's probably stuff, but this was right on like a touristy part.
But then, do they tell you not to like go inland, or is it?
I don't even know. We just went to the beach.
Yeah,
we were touristy. Yeah, we were just doing the whole tourist thing. But like Mexico, you drove through and there was like a lot of slummy kind of things, but these people, same thing. They have like no shoes. They run around, but they don't care. It's like,
they don't care.
To them, life's simple.
Yep.
And I mean,
a lot of places had their homes were also restaurants. So like one night of the week would be, the locals would go to this person's house and they would cook up, the fish and the. It is just like Richard's, but with homemade food. That's like those plastic chairs outside with some tables, and they maybe had an awning, but that was it, and one night was there, one night the next place would have like salsa dancing, and then, you just rotate and go from place to place.
Did you go to salsa dancing?
I did not, but one of the girls that was
loved that.
on the trip met, so she hit it off with our snorkel instructor.
Along Came Polly. Remember that movie?
Yes.
That's like identical.
Oh my God.
The Scuba. You Scuba.
You Scuba. Yes. And that's sort of what happened. Like he took her on a date to one of those family style home restaurants where it was Salsa Night, and she didn't come back. And the next morning we were all freaking out because she didn't show up for like the scheduled yoga stuff, and it was after lunch. And
she's either dead or pregnant.
So yeah. So we called the scuba company that we booked the trip through and was like, hey, this teacher, this instructor, can you get a hold of him and make sure like he's, got our friend or whatnot? And she was fine, which was good, but she literally just shacked up with the scuba instructor.
That's it.
It was funny, but I was like, hey, I'm a little bit jealous. That's pretty cool.
Well,
that is like the ultimate vacation experience.
Giddy up right there. Get with the locals.
Yep.
So now yoga, what do you do now with yoga? I mean, you obviously you still practice it quite often? I do, not as much as I wish. Over the winter, I've basically been going Monday nights. I go to the hot studio Empower. That's not Bridge Street. What street is that? I don't know. Anyway, it's across from where Smooth Moves was. Yes, Bridge.
That's Bridge? No.
Nope. I'm on Bridge Street. I should know that. It's
whatever.
This is why people should fire me as a realtor. I can't even think of the damn road.
I know. You should know every address on command.
Broad.
Is that
it's Broad Street.
Broad. Yeah, Broad.
Jeez.
Wow, we're sad.
Wow, that took a long
and I've lived here my whole life.
That took a long time to come out. Okay, Broad Street.
Anyway.
I had an apartment on Broad one time too, so Broad, yes. Sorry, keep going.
That's okay.
keep going.
How many people does it take?
Oh my God, rough night.
Yeah. So yes, I do. I go to Empower. It's the hot yoga studio. I find it to be fantastic. In the winter, I've only been going on Monday nights, which is kind of making me sad, but my schedule is just so stinking busy that it's hard to fit in. But
how warm do they make it?
So a warm class, I think, is like 98-ish degrees. It's under 100. And then they do have hot classes, and those are like 101 to maybe
and
like 103.
And there's a big difference between just that.
There is. Yeah. Like, you walk in that room, and you are hit with a wall of heat. You're like, holy shit, it's hot.
She must, like, just sweat like crazy.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. You do. Like, you literally just drench and drip, and you lose weight just from sweating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess it's good if you're like a fighter or a wrestler or something, go do hot yoga.
Yeah, I mean, it's like that suit. You know how they do that sumo suit and they just try to sweat it out?
Yeah.
But yeah, I actually, for probably the first 3 years I did yoga, I only went to the hot yoga studio. So the first time that I did yoga that was not at a hot studio was when I went to the retreat in Costa Rica. It was so different. Yes. I was like, wow. And I told my friend Nadine that. I was like, hey, Nadine, like, this is actually the first time that I've never done a hot yoga class.
What's Nadine's last name?
Shinawi? Nadine Shinawi. Do you know her? She went to PHS, graduated in my grade.
You know what's funny? Yes. I don't think I've talked to her in 25 years.
Oh, really?
Because God, does she have a little younger brother?
She does, yes.
Okay. So we went to the same daycare when we were, like, I think the last time I saw her, she was probably 5 years old.
Wow.
That's
pretty good that you remember that.
But like Nadine was like, I'm like, Nadine?
Yeah.
That sounds really familiar. Yeah, because they lived in Plattsburgh.
They did, yeah.
To be honest, I couldn't even pick her out of the lineup now. I don't know what she looks like, but that would be her. She's about your age, so yeah.
Yeah, she's my age. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, she's a couple years older than me, so yes. Okay, no, that's weird. Sorry, flashback. Go. No,
that's okay.
Keep going.
Yeah, small world. That's Plattsburgh for you, though.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. I don't know. Where was I at in the story?
You said that you ended up telling Nadine
that
it wasn't as hot as hot yoga.
It just, that was honestly the first time that I have never been to a hot yoga class, and it was very different. It was, I mean, super fantastic and great, and I go to non-hot classes now, but I just find hot yoga to be more of a challenge, and they're hour classes.
Okay.
Yeah, and I just find, like, when you're in hot yoga, and it's grueling and challenging, and you're, like, struggling, and you're like, oh, get me out of this pose. But afterwards, it literally is like a euphoric high. It's something I've never felt in any other sport that I've ever played. And like, I was talking to someone about this. Yoga is a very singular internal thing. I've always played team sports my whole entire life. So I think it's just a different experience.
How long do you hold the poses for?
It varies. There's a type of yoga. Oh God, don't shoot me, but it's Bikram, and that's just poses, and you hold them for a certain amount of time, and it's, you work on your breath, and the longer you can hold it, the better. But then there's other things like vinyasa, and there's flowier classes, and there's yin and yang, and deep stretching classes, and the teachers are usually pretty good at reading the room, and they can kind of gauge where people are at and how they're feeling, and they're, whether they're more of newcomers or if they're more seasoned, and they can
Yeah, I did. I've done yoga before, and like same thing. Usually,
Did you say they did it at your CrossFit?
yeah, I didn't go to that.
Oh.
I did this like before, and then I've done some stuff of my like own, just like from a stretching standpoint.
Yeah.
I've never taken an actual yoga class, so I've never actually like been there with an instructor. But every time I did it, like the longer routines, I hated them because like just like me mentally to like sit still for like 45 minutes to an hour is a tall order. But when I got done, I felt phenomenal. Like I felt looser. I felt like my rest of my body wasn't tight or stiff. You did kind of have that like clear mind kind of thing. You're like, oh, like I can just like take a deep breath here. So I think there's like, I mean, I know there's obviously phenomenal benefits. I wish I could do it. I just, I mean, I barely can get to the gym, let alone spend time stretching. So like to me, it's,
I hear you.
But again, I think it's just something I haven't really prioritized in my life. Like the stretching, I got to get better at it because stretching's so important.
It is. It's really good for longevity. I mean, that's what I focus on a lot. You know,
like sitting a lot. Like
I do. My job, I do sit a lot, and you know, my parents. Not that they're like ancient by any means, but they're getting older. And my mom just had a hip replacement this year, and you know, I just look at them and want to, you know, be alive for a long time. But I want to be mobile too. I don't want to be crippled. I want.
Well, I think that's once people get like. I want to say bedridden, but once they like sit all the time, like you just get to the point like you know your tendons get shorter, you don't move, you're stiff, you don't want to get up, you don't want to. So I think doing that now, granted, like I was doing it more consistently. I'm still fairly flexible. Like I mean, I can sit there and like I can touch my toes and all that stuff, but it's still the idea of like I'm a little stiffer than I would like to be. My back has been stiff for about 2 years. Like just like I mean, stiff in the sense I get up every morning and my back, like lower back, upper back, it's just like a mess. Do you
have a foam roller? Or like
I do.
Something at home? You just don't ever have time for that either.
I have that. I have in my desk, I have like a lacrosse ball like for the bottom of your feet. So there's times like I'll take my shoe off and I'll I should do that right now to be honest, but I don't want to go up and get it. But actually I got that little mat. So I have a standing desk.
Oh, cool.
So the desk rises up and then I stand and then So basically it's like it's like this mat that I have that has all these little what's that? Ergonomical? Is it ergonomical? Would that be for your feet too? Because it's for your like chair, like you know, an ergonomical. I think
but ergonomical relates to like your body, putting your body in
like
line.
Ergonomical, like a mouse and keyboard.
Right. It's like your natural shape.
Yeah, so going like this. You type like it's weird, but you type like that.
Know how they do that.
I've seen them. It's like almost like a peak, but so it's kind of a mat and it has some bumps and there's like a kind of like a modified foam roller on there. Yeah, so it's kind of cool. So like I was bad during the winter because if I have shoes that tie, I'm lazy. I don't take them off. But like if I have slip-ons in the summer, usually I stand on that just with my socks which feels phenomenal.
I thought about getting ankle weights. So when I'm like sitting there, I'm moving my legs.
Jane Fonda over at Martin Hardy Mazzotti.
Yeah, I should get wrist ones too and be like, don't bother me, I'm doing my exercises.
Get ahead. Yeah, nobody would look at you odd. It'd be totally cool.
Well, luckily it's a small office. There's only me and my one attorney, so it's pretty cool.
Then Ben will look at you odd. Also, you said that you are a bartender.
Yes, I work at the Monopole.
So, shout out Monopole, Plattsburgh's oldest bar.
1897.
Right? That's fact, right?
Fact.
Okay. I just want to make sure. You know, a couple things. I've never been upstairs at the Monopole.
Okay.
Which is, I think, right? There's an upstairs at the Monopole.
Yeah. That's where the live music is.
Never ventured up there. Don't know why.
Okay.
One of my first times ever going out, was wing night at the Monopole. Long time ago.
Were you 21 or were you under 21?
No, I was 21.
You were 21?
Yeah. No, I was 21. And back then it was like $1.50 pitcher of Rolling Rock or something like that.
Yeah.
They still do that?
Rolling Rock and PBR. Yes, they do. I think it's up to $2.50 now, though.
Inflation.
Yep.
The $1.50, you couldn't beat it as a 21-year-old. So,
you can go to the bar with $20 and get some wings and get a couple pitchers of beer. And even though a lot of college kids don't, but you still have enough to tip after. So.
Oh, there you go. So, bartending, what has been your... I have a lot of positives, I think, about bartending. What do you think is the best thing? What do you like the most about bartending? How long have you done it? What's your favorite thing?
I've worked at Monopole since 2010?
Yeah, I was going to say
it's been 2011, a while, right? Maybe. Actually, I grew up with the owner's son. We went to high school together, so we always thought we were so cool going to the Monopole. We'd sit there and eat chicken wings. We wouldn't get beers or anything, and this would be like right after school. And then before Monopole, I was bartending at the VFW over on Boynton Avenue. And Dave, my friend, he called me up one day and was like, hey, do you have a second? Someone wants to talk to you on the phone. I was like, sure, okay. And his dad got on the phone, the owner, and he's like, hey, I'm having this, I think it was some sort of event. He's like, I'm having this event and I don't have enough people, or, you know, I want you to work this 1 or 2 shifts. Can you do that? And I said, yeah, sure, no problem. And it turned into a full-time job for the last 8-9 years or so.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been great. The people, your coworkers, and most of the time the people that come to the bar. I do a lot of happy hour, so it's a daytime, so it's an older crowd.
Yep.
It's not the young, college kids waving money at you like, give me a drink, give me a drink. So,
late at night, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and happy hour's a great time. We do happy hour every day of the week, 3 to 7. It's 3.25 mixed drinks and 250 bottles of beer. Mm-hmm. And there's pool, and people buy wings. And like on Fridays, Gary Peacock, he used to own Peacock Records. Mm-hmm. He comes in and does tunes and trivia, and we give away a bunch of bar swag, and it's just fun. People just always end up having a lot of fun. And I love being on the other side of the bar, like making that happen. Like serving the people, kind of reading the room.
You're like a host.
You are.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's totally me. I love doing that.
One of the jobs that I've always, this is kind of one of those things I wish I had that I never ended up doing, but I always wanted to bartend in college just because I always thought it was a good way to meet people, but it was a good job, obviously, because I think like tips and stuff. I mean, there's obviously pros and cons to every job, but I just thought I served ice cream for like 7 years. So to me, it was like one step up. It was like same thing, different product, different crowd, kind of like, you can basically roll it in and you need the same kind of skills. I was always fairly good at that with people. But I always thought like bartending is great. Like people that get the real estate license, like bartend, like you're going to meet so many people. Just tell them that you're in real estate.
I've seen a lot of your competition? Is that what you call them? Or what do you call them?
Peers.
Cohorts. Yes, cohorts.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of them either working at a restaurant or bartending on the side or doing something else. Yeah.
And I think that's great. Like
it's consistent too.
Yeah. I mean, luckily for me, when I got into real estate, I was young. I didn't really need to have the second job because I had zero expenses. But if I got in like now, I think that would be a phenomenal, I think bartending, because I would say like even like a coffee shop or something would be kind of cool.
That would be cool.
But the difference is like bartending is usually after hours. People are a little more looser with drinks.
Yes, true.
So if you see people at night, it's kind of like this. That's why I like going to like after hours and networking events, because after hours people have drinks, are a little more laid back, and to be honest, a lot of good business gets done at that time because people aren't uptight and it's more laid back. So like to me, if you're at a bar and you're doing that, that's such a good icebreaker. And most people, you go deep with people when they're drinking. You know
do.
What I mean? So,
I mean, we actually are like trying to do that with our law office. Like Ben, the attorney I work with in Plattsburgh, his name's Ben Barry. He's also a local person. Like we both know a lot of people. He also likes golf, but we have a plan of just every so often we wander around town on an afternoon and we take a happy hour and we go to Stocia's and we have a beer and buy the bar around. We'll go to the Fourth Ward, have a beer, buy the bar around. We try to go to local places and, you make yourself known and you're friendly and you talk to people, and most of the time they come up to you and say, hey, I have a question, and even if it's nothing we can help you with, we still, try to help them in any way we can. So it's a good marketing experience, but it's also a good way to put that personal touch to professionalism.
Yeah. Well, I think that it's kind of the same. Like business is very similar, especially. I mean, obviously it's in the attorney thing, but he's still marketing, selling himself as use my services. Right. I always look at it when I go out. I was kind of telling before we got on the air, like I don't like being pushy. I'd rather get that trust factor that you trust me, and then also prove that I know what I'm talking about. But I think you come from a position of like, if I'm assuming like Ben goes out and says, I know what I'm talking about, I have a service that I can provide you and help you out with. Now as long as you kind of think I'm a cool dude, like I know I can hold my end of the bargain by providing a good service for you, then people will want to use you. And that's always my approach. I don't like people that are pushy on you. It's like, let people come to you, because I think I told you, like you earn the respect or the trust of people to want to approach you and say, hey, I think you could fulfill whatever my need that I need for your industry. I can, you could do or help me out with. So I think that's phenomenal. Like bars and little restaurants and stuff. But I think bars, because it's laid back.
It is laid back. I don't know. Campus Corner is pretty laid back too.
Campus Corner is good. I think Campus Corner is very similar. Even though it's in the morning, but it's not.
But it's that older crowd most of the time. Everyone
Yep.
is usually pretty cool, pretty casual, and like if we're really busy, most people understand, you know. And it's not like we're standing around twiddling our thumbs. So they are similar in their like demographics, I think.
Yeah, I like Campus Corner. I mean, I go there because it's close. I mean, it's literally right down the road. But like, it's just like a laid back. It's almost like you walk in. Like the two that I really enjoy going to is Campus Corner, and I really like Michigan's Plus. So like I go to Michigan's Plus a lot when it's like with family or like when you go out like on weekends with friends. But like during the week, Campus Corner, it's close by, and to be honest, it's quick. You know,
it's quick. Sue, the owner, is so cool. Like she knows most people's. If she doesn't know your name, she knows your order.
Yeah,
and she's like, "Hey, great. Boss," you know. She's always doing whatever. She's singing while she's cooking. Like,
yeah, she's
you know, she's shooting the shit. She's cool.
Yeah, there's just a good group, and then even the people that come in, like you have your regulars. I mean, I'm definitely not a regular. I go in. Maybe
I don't know.
Once
I'd say you're maybe.
I'm like
you're a familiar face.
Yes, familiar. There you go. Because I'm not the people that go every single day or multiple times a week. I probably if I would say I go at least once every 2 weeks. I'd say that's about right.
That's pretty good.
Maybe 3 times a month. Yeah,
that might be more than I do. Except when I work there, but
it depends. Yes, it depends. I went last week and I went today.
Was it good?
Yeah, it's always good.
What'd you get? Are you eating fruit right now? I'm trying to remember what your order is. Are you eating bacon or?
I'm so bad. I'm all over the place. No, I had a ham and cheese omelet today with toast. Oh. Last week I had.
That sounds good.
I had over easy eggs with an English muffin, so I could scoop up the yolk.
Yep, the English muffin. Yeah.
Yeah, like I like English muffins just because I like them better than bread. My only gripe, which is tough.
Tell me.
Which is not just it's not just this is every diner. Every diner. There's like I like an English muffin that I can take and I can fold over and it doesn't break. I hate crispy and I hate burnt.
Crispy
obviously.
And soggy. You got to find that middle.
So I like the one where it's got like a golden. I don't even know what it. I went from going I want it toasted to then I said I wanted it warm. To then
Ask her to grill it.
Then I want it lightly toasted.
Ask her to grill it. They will butter it and then put it on.
That the best?
The flat top. Yes. Okay. That's what they do with the biscuits. They butter it and then put the biscuit on the.
Do they have cornbread?
She makes it sometimes. Yes. If you next time you're in there and you ask her, she will make it for you. She'll make anything anyone asks her for.
One of my all-time favorite things is I don't know why.
So buttery.
I love cornbread.
I love cornbread too.
I went to this. Oh God! I went to this place. This was down in last year. It was in Middletown. We went down for a soccer thing, and I went to the diner, and like we sat up at the bar, and I'm like looking, and I'm doing my order. And right in front of me is this bowl of muffins. I never eat muffins, but there was a cornbread muffin sitting right on top. I got so excited, like I was like a kid in a candy store. There was one left. I'm like, can I get that? And like, yeah, sure. So then like, do you want it on the grill? And I'm like, hell yeah,
yes, I do.
So they sliced it in half, put butter. Yeah, they buttered it before. Mm-hmm. They threw it on, like basically grilled, fried, whatever you call it. Mm-hmm. Pulled it off and like added more butter.
Yum.
And they put it down. I was like, oh my God. It was like
heaven.
Oh,
it's like sweet and buttery.
I don't know what it is. I love cornbread. And like, you know when you like go to a barbecue place and they have cornbread?
Yeah.
Like when they ask for sides, I'm like, just give me two cornbread.
Cornbread, yep.
I don't know why I like it, but it's got it's a weird. Oh, you know why? It's coming back to me. When I was a kid, this is really coming out of the cobwebs. So when I was a kid, we used to get these things that were like cornbread tops.
Just the muffin top?
It was like almost like a muffin top, but they were cornbred. And remember, we used to have those, put butter on them, and we'd eat them, and I used to love those. Mm-hmm. And that's where it is.
So it's nostalgia, too.
Wow, I didn't even notice that, but I love cornbread. So that's... so if anyone wants to make me cornbread, bring it on.
Stewart's has really good cornbread muffins.
Really?
Have you ever had one?
No.
I have done that before, where I buy it and just eat the top.
I would...
It's delicious. It's really good.
Sounds good. I might pick one up.
Give it a try.
I want to put it on the like... or just put it on like
true. It never makes it past the car for me. I'm
pretty good. I'm disciplined. Like if I really want it, I'll drive all the way home, do it proper, and get it all cut up and put the butter on. But I'm gonna ask them that. I'm excited now.
You should ask Sue. She'll probably make you some.
No more English muffins.
Those big muffins that she makes, those are homemade muffins as well, and they're huge. They're like this size, and she slices them and grills them. Yeah.
Oh my God.
And she makes them weekly. They're always whatever.
I gotta really remember this. Okay, cornbread muffins.
And muffins.
Wait,
and grill the English muffin.
Okay.
Ask her to grill the English muffin. Should we write all this down?
We may have to, but I'm excited. I'm actually gonna do the cornbread next time. I'll skip the English muffin.
Yeah.
We're going to do cornbread. I got to test that out.
Well, you have to ask her. She'll make it for you. She doesn't have it always. Or call her and say, actually, I'll talk to her. I'll get you some cornbread muffins.
2 weeks from today, I should be back. Ooh, that's good. Text me when she has cornbread muffins.
Okay,
I'll swing in and just, get a little taste. Okay. So so I don't know why we went from bartending to cornbread.
Oh yeah, we did take a big turn.
That's fine. That's why we like. This is why we just kind of ramble about stuff. So cornbread, phenomenal. Bartending. Now, is there anything bad about bartending? I mean, obviously you probably could have clients, but patrons that are probably. But I think that'd be more like after. I can't see happy hour being that crazy.
No, in the regulars that are there, they'll pay attention as well, and they'll notice like, hey, they'll ask me, they'll say, hey, is that person bothering you? Or a lot of times they're just bothering other customers.
Yeah.
So
people are pretty good
even
about
though we don't have
people.
Bouncers, they will be like, okay, buddy, you got to go.
Yeah.
And get them out of there.
Yeah, I think people.
But that doesn't really happen too often.
Yeah, I think if anything, to be honest, anytime I've ever really seen any scuffles out at the bars, it's usually like Green Room or one of the whatever that Crazy Horse Club thing is now that's been
518. Yeah,
is that what it is now?
It's 20 different things.
You remember
you're
when it was
right.
Crazy Horse?
Yes, I do.
Yeah,
did you ever ride the bull?
I didn't. I rode the bull. I rode the bull. I rode a bull, not the bull. I rode a bull down at City Beer Hall in Albany. I don't know if they still have a bull there. They did back when.
I don't know. I've never heard of that place.
Probably like it's right off of the main drag. Whatever was it, Broadway or Pearl, whatever. It's right there. It's very close to Times Union. No, I never rode the bull, but the Crazy Horse was the name of that bar when I first was able to go in.
Yep, I bartended there as well.
Did you? Yeah, as a legal adult. I liked that place. That was great. And then,
I did not mind it at all, except I hated, they had like 50-cent Rolling Rock nights, I think, and that's one of the nights that I worked, and it was mayhem.
Yeah.
It was hundreds of college kids just like throwing 50 cents on the bar, and you can't keep up with how fast you have to pour the beers in these small little plastic cups. Like, it was just nonstop, and the music was pounding. It just, I worked at that job for a short time.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
And I was like, no, because Skippy, right? DJ Skippy owned that.
Did he?
He did,
Oh,
yeah. So I met him through some other bartending gig, and he was like, hey, do you want to work? And I was like, like one or two, no, like serious shifts. And I don't know, I got roped in, and then I was like, nah, this isn't for me. Bye.
Yeah, I
that's not my bartending environment.
Like my like when I talked about wanting to bartend, I always thought like it'd be cool to bartend at like a Ground Round, Applebee's, 99, where like it's like the turnover's quick,
right?
But then I'm thinking like, because you would think that you would get like some tips, but maybe not. I don't know.
They do. They have to tip you out. The corporate structure in the hospitality is way different.
Yeah. So see that was kind of my thing. Then I'm like, the best one to me would be like something like all of Ridley's or something where you get more of a professional crowd, not the college kids, but like you go to all of Ridley's, like most people there are tipping you what you should be tipped or more.
Yeah, they are.
Versus like going to the green room on
518. Yeah.
Friday, Saturday night when people like they're just like
they don't care.
They barely can cover the beer,
Yep.
So
no,
that is true. So you went for HRT. Did you have anything? I mean, do you ever want to pursue that, or is that just kind of like a because obviously bartending me?
I always bartended or waitressed or anything along those lines. I was a party planner for a while. I was always in the hospitality industry, and then I sort of realized I was just working, some normal job, like wasn't going to be my career. And I said, hey, why don't I need to go back to college because basically, let's face it, people don't take you seriously unless you have that piece of paper, even though I knew more than most of the kids in the classes. But that's okay. Like, I still enjoyed going to college. It was a good experience. I wish I went sooner, or went away to college. That would have been so much better. I never had that experience. I never joined a group or a sorority or a sport or had friends.
Did you live on campus or at home?
I didn't have to. I lived in my own apartment.
Oh, that's right, your apartment.
Yeah.
I went to Plattsburgh. I stayed at home. I was the odd 18-year-old that would rather save money and not go into debt than.
Look at you. You're smart.
Yeah, and again, like one of those things like. Part of me wishes I that's like one of the things I wish, but then at the end of the day, I'm like, I had a lot of fun like 22, 23, 24 on when I was like out of school. Like, so I think I made up for it, so I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm like not super big on the party scene. I never really have been, but so that part I don't miss. But I remember meeting a couple people in my classes and going to their dorm room to hang out. And it was just so weird. I'm like, these rooms are so small. You have to share it with so many people. Like, I need my space. I am an only child. I am not used to sharing this much. Like,
no,
I gotta go.
Apartments are way better when you're in college. It just feels like more room. It feels like it's yours kind of deal. Where like college, you feel like you're being really babysat kind of deal.
Right, pretty much.
So my other gripe, like with college, if you go, most people, I had a conversation. I met with a couple kids last week, and they were talking. They kind of went to the school, and they wanted to have like a meeting kind of about real estate and things like that. And they were like, "Well, what do you go for like a degree?" I'm like, "Dude, if you want to get into real estate, like just take your licensing course, and you don't need why are
college,
you paying the debt to go to college just because you want to." Like, unless you're going to college to make connections with people.
True.
But I said, to be honest, if you're just going to go, you're going to learn on the job. Mm-hmm. You're not going to learn, like, half that stuff, like HRT. Like, you going into that class were way ahead of anybody else because you had the real-world experience of, like...
Right. And that was the difference. Like, a lot of the students are even, like, foreign exchange students that had a hard time speaking English. So... Anyway, I don't know.
No, but I think it's true because, like, if you like... There's one thing that you could ace every test, but until you actually go out and you realize,
absolutely,
like you're dealing with people, like it's funny, like psychology, like
you can't teach that.
No, and I think I never went for psychology. I would say I could even argue I probably have a major in psychology because like dealing just with people every day in something in regards to real estate and financing and money and stuff. Like there's a lot of emotion that either goes into buying your first home or selling a home you've been in for a long time. So. You put up with the good, the bad. You have crazy clients. You have phenomenal clients. You have clients that become great friends, clients that you want to completely forget about and never see it in your life again. But I think like you learn all that stuff without going to college. Like the kids that go to college now, if you're not going for like a professional degree, like an attorney, a teacher, a lawyer, something where a doctor, like you need that stuff.
Yep.
Just like go to a trade school, go get a professional degree. Or
I totally agree with you. I mean, that's what happened to me. My first semester I went to college, it wasn't for one of those things, and I was like, I don't want to spend any more money. Like, I'm out of here.
Or even like the school of hard knocks, just go out, get a job, and just like
absolutely. I lived on my own. I was petrified. I was like, okay, you got to pay your bills, and I like to have fun, so work as much as you can, make money, and be able to live. Like I know friends, and I still have some family members that. Trust me, my parents do a lot for me, but they've never paid my bills. They don't do any of that for me.
No, I agree.
School of Hard Knocks is definitely more of a learning experience than college is.
Yeah, but I think you grow quicker that way too, and it builds. It definitely builds a work ethic. Like I've had I say full-time job. I've had a job since I was 14, like a job where I actually had to show up. I got paid. So now I'm 29. Bless you. I'm 29. So like over half my life I've been. Working at some kind of, but like I've always had a very good work ethic. So like like even when I was little, but I think that happens when, like you said, you're 19 and you're paying your own bills. Like you gotta grow up quick and just kind of really hammer that out. Where especially in today's day and age, when I always get a kick out of it when you see like the kids going on like spring break on mom and dad's dime and they're taking all these photos. Like I'm like. All right, honey. Like we'll see you in a couple years when you're struggling. You're not taking any vacations.
Yeah, you're not taking any vacations. You have a buttload of college debt because you spent all of your money. Like one of the things I honestly think about all the time at Campus Corner when all of these kids come in with their Cardinal cash, they just buy all of their friends breakfast. They'll buy the group. They'll come in constantly, like just swipe it. And every time I swipe on that little machine, I'm like, oh my God, you realize you have to pay for this later. You have to pay for this later. This is going to be this like $10 Campus Corner meal is going to be worth $25 by the time you have to pay it off. Like
that accumulates quick.
It does, and they don't realize it. They think of it as instant money. So I know people that have done the same thing with credit cards. They just don't realize it. You just build up debt, and
that's one of the things I'm petrified of. I've never, knock on wood, I've never got into credit card debt.
Yeah, me neither.
And that's just something I've always been like, and I've had a credit card for probably 10 years now.
Do you think you learned that from your parents? Do your parents have that good finance?
They've always been very good.
Yeah,
and I think,
mine too.
I think I've always been very like, there was a long time I'd even want a credit card because I'm like, if I can't pay with the cash, I don't want it. But then
I think when we were younger too, cash was more of a thing.
Yeah, nowadays.
Now
like,
it is.
If I have cash on me, it's a good day.
That's why I work at Monopole on Fridays. Is for the cash in my hand every week to like buy coffee and buy lunches.
Yeah.
Like it's
like The other thing, which is Campus Corner does not accept credit cards.
No, they do not.
I have never, ever had to use the ATM at Campus Corner because I either remember before, and anytime that I've forgotten, like if I'm with somebody, they have cash.
They have cash, yeah.
Like usually the buddies that I go with, we're all kind of, I'll buy
Someone's
your meal,
got money, yeah.
Like
Yep.
it's not, we're not like nickel and diming our breakfast, So I mean, we're like, I'll get this week, he'll get next
the
time. The
$5.50 breakfast.
Exactly. So, but luckily we've never, we've come close. I've come to the point. I think there was one time. Oh God, there might have been one time that neither of us had money, and I was like, listen, I'm literally like, I hate owing people money.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna run right to the ATM right now at TD Bank. I will come back and I will give you everything.
Yeah.
And luckily I was with Adam, and he ended up just like, he pulled out like he had a checkbook on him for some reason.
There you go.
So he like wrote it. He's like, you guys take checks? He's like, actually, for some reason I have my checkbook on me. So we escaped that one, but. Yeah, no,
she does take checks, yeah. I mean, and that happens. Even one of my good friends, I worked last weekend, she came in and she got her usual breakfast, and she's like, oh my God, I didn't bring my wallet with me. She's like, I said, don't worry about it. Like, I'll buy breakfast. It's fine. Like, I got you.
Yeah.
It's all good.
I think they're late. If you're like a regular there, they'll be like, just like,
yeah,
just come back
we literally
later.
have like this little box under the register, and sometimes it happens. Some people do credit. Some people, there's this one guy, he's a local young business owner. He gives us like a check of $500 every time, and every time he comes in, we just take it off his tab.
Oh, I should do that.
You can do that. She would do that for you.
Oh,
he
that'd
like
be
prepays
phenomenal.
a certain amount of money, and then we keep a tally of it, and he leaves. He'll leave like a $5 or whatever for the tip, and then he's on his way.
Oh wow, that's good.
Yeah,
never thought about that. Yeah, I like that. Usually, I do, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, put $100.
Got that. And
buy yourself a gift card for $100, and then just every time you go in, they'll take it off, and you won't ever have to have cash again. You can't use it for a tip though. That's the only thing.
Yeah, that's phenomenal. I like that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. What were we talking about? We've been diverting.
I don't know. We've got the cornbread, and we've gotten to how I don't have money when I go. I do have money.
Yeah.
I have cash. Luckily, because I say I don't, but I actually have never missed, so I'm happy about that. So, what is your newest venture?
My newest venture, it's supposed to...
You haven't started this yet,
I haven't
right?
started it
Okay.
yet. No, it's supposed to start next week, but I'm unsure.
Can I pour a little more of this?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you want to try the other one?
I'm going to wait for you to finish yours. I'm just...
Okay.
No, take
Yay,
your time.
that means you like it.
I do.
Okay,
I
good.
love coffee.
Okay, good.
I hate tequila, but I like coffee.
You don't even know it's tequila.
No, I know. Like I don't mind the taste of tequila.
Right.
My problem is the next day I usually get a little...
Yes.
But this will be fine.
It's a sipper, it's
Yeah,
not
we're
something
not,
you're filling up the glass and chugging a whole beer.
No,
It's classy. It's classy tequila. And it's only 30% alcohol, so it's not like it's high test gonna...
No, it's just pretty mild. It's like sipping on like Bailey's or Kahlua or something
It
like
is.
that.
It's similar.
Like very mild taste.
Yep. Where were... Oh, yeah. I was like, where were we? Yes. So it starts next week. It's
Did you even say what it was?
I haven't said it yet.
Oh, sorry.
It starts next week, and it's a scuba diving certification course. It's offered through Lake City Scuba. They are the people... It's over in the Yando's Big M Plaza. They have Lake City fire equipment. I don't know if you have fire extinguishers here. You should. Or your exit signs.
No.
You don't have exit signs?
No.
You are not in fire code.
I said I do. I actually... So this is... The fire extinguisher is actually over in the corner on the ground.
I see it. You have to dig behind things to get to it in case of emergency.
Because of safety first, I had to take it off my wall so I could hang my Michael Scott poster on the wall. Because this
pretty
is
cool.
Because this is me. Could I have hung the poster and moved it up 4 inches? Yes, but
Totally.
here's the OCD of me. It wouldn't match the one on the other side.
You're right.
So I would have had
You
more.
can't hang it on brick, really.
No, so I would have looked at these damn things. This one would have been higher. It would have stressed me out, and not stressed me out, but it would have been. I would have focused
Plus,
on
you
it.
stare at that wall at your desk.
I would focus on that way too much. So they're both, to the most part, to at least to the naked eye.
To your eyes.
To the naked eye, they're even. I had to level out. It was a big
Yep.
to do. But there is a fire extinguisher on the ground. But sorry, keep going on your.
So
venture.
back to Lake City Fire. They are the same people that do Lake City Scuba. So it's over in Yando's Plaza, kind of like Yando's, and then that random side one. It's where the dollar store is, and then it's basically empty.
Oh, way in the back. No.
In the corner, like the corner, more towards the Kinney's on the base.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Yep.
Yes.
I know. Yes.
Yes.
There's like the little restaurant, and then Mama something or
Norma J's.
Is that it? Norma J's.
Norma J's. Yes.
And then over that way.
So sort of.
You're like, no.
Sort of. So yeah, the one where the grocery. So the one you're talking about.
Yeah.
Then there is another one that's.
Okay.
Anyway, unimportant.
Yeah.
Do you ever go to that plaza? Take a look.
I do. I used to go to Dunkin' Donuts, so. Or I cut down because it basically can take off from me having hit the traffic lights. So I'll cut down, I'll just take the oval, and I'll scoot down the oval and come the back way here. So I can miss the lights.
Gotcha.
Efficiency.
Oh.
So you're good.
Sorry.
You would notice if you wore your headset. Konnor didn't want to put her headset on because she didn't want to hear what she sounded like.
No, I don't really want to.
You sure you don't want to try it?
No.
Okay.
I'm good. But anyway, scuba diving starts next week. It's Mondays and Wednesday evenings. So Monday are the notebook stuff, the studying, the science, the background, the safety, the whatever I got to know. And then Wednesdays is in the pool at the middle school.
At Stafford?
At Stafford, yeah.
Why scuba?
So I've done scuba diving a few times, and it's just always something I've really, really enjoyed. And I'm a huge, huge summertime person. Like, I don't do anything in the winter. So one of my goals actually is to become like water safety certified, because I want to be eventually, sometime down the road, maybe when I retire, a stand-up paddleboard yoga instructor.
Okay. All right.
So there's a lot of things that have to line up before that happens.
Yeah,
I mean, first
cool.
of all, I need to take my yoga certification, and that's not happening for like 5 or more years.
Because that's a lot of hours, right?
It's minimum 200 hours.
Yeah,
So you can either do like go away for a month somewhere, or some places offer it on like long weekends once a month for like 6 months. So that's how a lot of working folk do it.
Yeah. It's a commitment.
It is a commitment.
Yeah.
And I just don't have the time yet. So,
Yeah.
but and yoga is something I'm passionate about. So eventually.
Yep.
But I do a lot of paddleboarding. I'm on the lake all the time. We have a camp in Shazy Lake, and I just like am naturally attracted to the water. Mm-hmm. So part of the yoga on the paddleboard, you have to be water certified to some extent, and I just figured scuba diving and this opportunity came up, and I figured it would be part of the plan.
Do you know what SCUBA stands for?
No. I know nothing.
I think it's like safety something underwater breathing apparatus. I know what
that makes sense. Yes.
Safety.
I feel like at one point they teach that. I would have known that, but
I'm sure that's like day one.
I'm sure it is.
Scuba.
When I went to drop off my deposit to the guys, they're all like firefighters because they're like Lake City Fire, and they're all these like big men. And this guy is talking about the course, and we're going to pick this certification course over this certification course, and next year we're changing courses because we want to be able to offer more types of safety, and if you want to get more CLEs, and this one offers it better. And he's giving me all of this, like, he's talking about the different type of fish in the lake and depending on the bay that we go to, and he's ripping off all of these terms, and I'm like, shit, I really need to spruce up on my knowledge of anything related to scuba, or even Lake Champlain. I guess I didn't know as much, and he's just like looking at me, and I'm like, and he's talking about the equipment, like this one is more money, but it's better than this brand, and you can find it online. I was just like, oh my god, I know nothing.
where have you scubaed before? Like locally?
I did in Costa Rica. No, I've never. And that's the thing too. Like, Lake Champlain kind of scares me a little. It's mucky.
Mucky, yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to see like a lamprey coming up to me.
Yeah,
like,
I don't know what the visibility would be down there, because I figure if we go in at least to the fresh water or salt water, but like the clear blue water down there. Yeah. No, I think
so we'll see. We'll see.
I was sending you some not memes. GIFs?
GIFs.
GIFs? Is
Scuba
it GIFs?
Steve.
Is it GIFs?
GIF is a
Scuba Steve from
Scuba
Big Daddy.
Steve.
Yeah. She said scuba, and I'm like, it's Scuba Steve.
Scuba Steve, yeah.
Or the along came Polly again, Mr. Scuba.
Mr. Scuba.
Which Mr. Snorkel, I guess, from Costa Rica. So they have a tendency.
Yep.
Passionate snorkeling guys. So
and if I'm ever looking to run away to the Caribbean, I will have a job.
Exactly.
And I can bartend on the side. I can work. I'll be set.
You tell them you're scuba certified. It's a game over.
Yes.
It is game over. No, so that's cool. And I mean, so that's just from your love of water. So it's just something you want to do.
Yeah. I mean, I guess in a way I'm super random. Like, all of these opportunities just kind of pop up, and someone will be like, hey, do you want to do this? And I'll think about it. I'll weigh the pros and cons. I'll look at the money or my time or the schedule. Can I make it work? And if I can, I usually say yes.
That's cool.
So sure. Why not?
How long is the course?
I think it's about 8 weeks.
Okay.
Yep. But they did say that you have to have 3 people to run the course. And when I signed up, I was the only one. So they're like, well, if we have to push it back a couple weeks, we'll make it work. But, we'll keep you posted either way. So if anyone wants to take scuba lessons.
Scuba, there you go. No, I think it'd be cool. I grew up on Lake Champlain, like in the summers and stuff, but I've never gone scuba diving. I've never gone snorkeling, to be honest.
They're very hard, actually. Yeah. Snorkeling is really hard.
Yeah,
the breath part and like the tube and the.
It's not because you're basically like just surface diving.
You are, yep.
But it's kind of cool. I've done it before, like in a pool, and it's kind of cool. You can just like keep swimming and not have to come up, and you can just like breathe.
Right,
but it is weird.
The pool is easy because there are, unless your friends are like cannonballing you, there's no waves. Like when I did it in Costa Rica,
waves coming in.
It was, but it was so gorgeous, crystal clear, so many fish, and like the scuba instructor would come up to us. He was cool. He didn't have a mask or anything. He was like free diving, and he would have like a little turtle or like a fish in his hand or something, like a starfish. He was, and this girl totally ate it up, like totally ate it up.
That was Mr. Scuba
himself.
That
was Mr. Scuba.
Mr.
Oh yeah, he was trying so hard. I'm sure he's that guy, the instructor, that every trip he finds this girl that's easy, an easy target.
She wanted his snorkel. That's what happened.
No, but I will say she was a great girl. She was very smart. I'm not saying that she was easily susceptible to that crap, but she was.
She was on vacation.
She was on vacation.
She can do what she wants.
Yep.
The other thing, I think most guests that come on, like drink like whatever they want to drink. That's fine, like coffee, beer, wine, whatever. So typically, I've had a few people. I had one guy show up with a case of Switchback, which was great.
Cool.
A couple people showed up with different things. Nicole showed up with a couple tall boys. You, I believe, take the cake because so not only did she bring 2 different types of Patron Cafe, she brought a whole bag looking like she basically was going to the beach. She's got cut up limes.
Yep.
She's got glasses. She's got
nice
ice.
Crystal glasses.
Yep. She's got ice.
Fresh ice. I wasn't sure what your setup was here. I've never been here, so I didn't know if you had a kitchen or a fridge or a freezer or.
None of the above. I mean, I have a fridge. I have a fridge behind you, but I don't have any ice. My glasses, basically,
coffee cups.
Meg Whedon would agree, but like we have coffee cups.
Yes,
so we get classy.
Those are important.
We get classy with,
and those are nicer ones. They have like a design on them. Is that a map?
Those are actually from Georgia Pacific, from our good friend of the show, Larry Morgan. I know he's listening. But yeah, no, we got those. So they're those are our wine glasses. I probably should bring. Like, I gotta get some of these. These would be nice. I got a couple of those things down there, like tumblers and stuff.
I feel like a profession of. Maybe not a doctor, but definitely a real estate person and a lawyer. They need a good bar set up in their office.
Yeah. Yes. No, I agree. I may not be in this office for much longer, which would be nice. So I've held back a little bit. So when I get
don't buy things that you have to move.
When I get a little bigger space, hopefully soon, but I will have a little better setup. But this is like my little
It's great.
It's my necessities. I got a microwave. I got a fridge. It's kind of like my. What I really would like is I can get a lot of this stuff out, and I can get an office about this size. It's just my office / podcast studio / whatever I want. But I can make it kind of like look better, so I don't have.
You gotta get some storage. You have a bunch of like marketing stuff.
This is my thing. Like if people have been in the office, like.
It's great space. I love the ceiling, the light.
I love this. If this could be my office where I had other storage and stuff, and people weren't walking directly into the office, I would love it.
Right.
But the next spot will be more conducive to what I would like. But
there's no more room in this building? Or?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I won't ask any more questions.
You probably won't be in this next time. Next time you come back on the podcast, hopefully we'll be in the studio.
Well, good. Then you don't have far to go.
Yes. Yeah, so all the boxes and stuff hopefully will not be in my main office, which would be good.
Yeah.
So I don't like clutter. Mm-hmm. So when I have all this stuff, it freaks me out a little bit. Even my desk, like I got a pile of stuff there. I got a pile right here. There's times I move it away so I can't see it on my desk just because it stresses me out. But. Once I cloud my mind with too much stuff, we're in trouble. But Konnor is the most prepared, at least from like a hosting. I feel like I'm being hosted at your.
See, that's like I never show up empty-handed.
Yeah, that's good.
I am notorious for that.
I am the opposite. I'm bad. I'm not a good planner on a lot of stuff, but this is good. Like I said, I had some wheat thin crackers. Wheat.
Cool.
Wheat. Yeah, Did you see? You never saw that Family Guy episode?
I did.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure I saw the whole episode. I saw that snippet. That one thing is so popular from it.
Yeah, so
Isn't it Stewie?
Stewie. He
Yeah.
has the
and
H.
then
He pronunciates
what's the dog?
Brian.
Brian, yeah, Stewie and Brian. They're pretty funny.
I haven't seen that in a long time.
I have not seen that show. Wasn't it? Did they take it off Netflix?
Was it on Netflix?
I think it was.
I'm the worst Netflix person because I rewatch The Office over and over again without actually. Well, I do. I rewatch The Office. I don't really start many new series, but I watched the other day. Did you watch the documentary Free Solo?
No.
It's the guy that climbs.
Oh yeah.
Did you see that?
I did not. I will
watch it. I don't think it's on Netflix anymore, but you can.
I'll look it up.
Hulu, I think.
Is he the guy that died?
No.
Oh, okay, good.
No, he's alive and well. So the whole premise of this is he climbs. I've never been. Have you been to Yosemite?
I have not. I've been to the Grand Canyon and a couple other ones, but not Yosemite.
Okay, so Yosemite.
Yosemite Sam.
Yeah, that's what I always think about. Yeah. So Yosemite, there's this big flat wall that's basically all granite called El Capitan, I think it's called. And this guy, I guess spoiler alert, he's not dead, so obviously, but like his goal was he's a phenomenal climber,
right?
Was to climb this structure with nothing.
Nothing, yeah.
Like Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah.
He's got like a chalk bag, and that's all he's got. He's just like, see you later. I'll see you in a couple hours. So basically, it's his lead up and him climbing. And when you think like climbing, like I've climbed like a rock wall.
Yep.
There's about a spot like you kind of do. This is the easy one. You get up, you ring the bell, and like great, and you're talking 20 feet.
Right.
So
out in the real world is way different than an indoor gym. Like even Poke Moonshine is scary. I went one time.
Did you climb it?
Yes.
That is pretty good.
I went
rock
one time with this was an ex-boyfriend like a million years ago. He
You're
was
all,
in the EXP
all, like,
program.
Strapped in.
We were strapped in, but I remember we got way up. I couldn't even tell you the distance, and I froze. He was already up, and I was just like, just pull me up. Like, I know you can pull me up. I'm freaking froze on the side of this cliff, and I look behind, and that's what they say do not do. Do not look behind you. Don't look down. Like, stay focused at the rock wall in front of you. Just the traffic, the Northway was down there, and it, like, you could see for miles. I froze.
But you were all harnessed in. So, like, if you would have fallen, a few feet maybe, or...
Yeah, but still, like, when you are on... the face, like a rock face, and the wind is blowing, and you are...
And there's nowhere to go.
Ledge. You have to go up. Like, you can't go down. You have to go up. It's very scary. So, I can't imagine... I mean, but you said that guy's a seasoned vet, so...
He's a freak. Absolute freak.
And that's how those people are most of the time. You have to be, like...
Well, how high is Poke Moonshine?
I don't know. Google it on the computer
Yeah,
you should have right here.
So like Poke Moonshine, I've hiked up, but like this thing is 3,000 feet. They basically said like they were putting stuff next to it, like
comparing buildings.
This is like El Capitan. This is Empire State Building.
What?
And this, yes,
really,
it's up 3,000 feet.
How long did it take him to climb? Like
just under 4 hours.
Wow.
And it's like freaky because they're just like, he's like. At one point, they go on the radio, like, yep, he started climbing. Because they're taping this for the documentary. And, like, it is freaky.
Is he mic'd up, too? Or no?
No. I mean, he's got a chalk bag. Like, he's literally just doing the damn thing going up the mountain. But it is
cool,
nerve-wracking. Of course, like, he's just, like, climbing. And, like, what you think about, like, his fingers are, like, he could climb this wall.
Easy. Oh, yeah.
Oddly enough.
That is not a challenge for him.
And I'm talking, like, a wall that, like, I can't even get my fingers...
Yep. His little toe, his like would fit perfectly.
Oh my god, yeah! Like he's like this is a big ledge. But the thing is, like, actually, I heard this is what you're supposed to do as a rock climber. You're 20% stronger by putting your thumb over your fingers.
Really?
Because your thumb's 20% stronger.
Oh.
So if you go like this, it actually makes like a lock on the.
Oh, cool.
So fun fact: if you take like a barbell, if you're doing like Olympic weightlifting,
you
do the opposite. You put your thumb under, and you wrap it like this. So. Basically, it locks in. It's called a hook grip. So it locks in. It's the opposite. You take the thumb, put it over. I know this is weird. I don't know why I knew that, but
no, I've never heard that, and I have a lot of rock climbing friends. I've never heard that.
You're supposed to latch on because it increases the. I don't know. They go into it, but like increases the
Good
pressure.
tip.
Yeah,
Good tip.
I mean, I'm not going to rock climb, but that's kind of cool. Yeah, I don't want to give it away, but watch it. It's a very good documentary. He's crazy. I actually just ordered his book because I just think it would be kind of a fun perspective to hear from him. Now, the other thing, Konnor, that I know about you
Gaelan.
is, are you getting ready for the golf season?
Oh, I am. I've driven by the driving range at Bluff a few times.
Open.
It is open, and there have been people there. But every time I drive by, I'm on a mission, so I can't stop. But I never took my golf clubs out of my trunk,
They're still
so
there?
I am ready to go. Yep.
See, I'm still pretty good. I always take my golf clubs and I put them down in the basement or someplace warm, which because I don't know if it affects the clubs.
I'm pretty sure it does because
it must.
I did it last winter as well, totally out of accident, and I was pissed at myself. But I definitely noticed my driver. That's a little different. And the first couple times I played with it.
Golf balls in the car.
Are the golf balls in? They're not. They're separate though. But
I'm saying if they get cold all winter.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. Maybe I'll use them on the range.
Yeah, so golf ball has they have the different cores on the inside.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't know if it's true or not, but you would think that something would either condense or swell or whatever, so it would change the composition.
So maybe when it warms up, they'll go back to
revert
normal.
back.
Maybe.
Hopefully, maybe it makes it hit the ball farther, straighter, or something like that.
We'll find out.
How long you played golf?
I have played golf for probably about 5 or 6 years.
And you obviously like it.
I love it. Yeah. It was something that longer than 6 years. Where's my mind at? Probably 10 years.
06, Konnor. Remember 06?
I know, 06. I wasn't golfing in high school. It was a few years later. It was something my dad and I did together during the summer when college was out. I had the summers off. So him and I would, when my mom was still working, he was retired. So him and I started golfing, and I used his club. He's not a very tall man, so we kind of matched a little bit. But I just started getting better, and he got older and was like, I don't want to play anymore.
Oh, so he doesn't play at all?
No, he hasn't. We haven't played, or he hasn't played at all in the last probably 4 or 5 years, maybe. He used to do the Fourth Ward tournament and all these different tournaments, but nah.
And you play in leagues and stuff?
Yeah, I play in a women's league on Monday nights down at Harmony, and that's fun. I play with my aunt.
Is that the one that I've seen or met, or no?
Oh, where did you meet my aunt?
At the houses?
No, different aunt.
Okay,
that is my aunt. Yeah, that's my mom and my aunt, but different. Okay. So she's a dental hygienist down at Ausable Dental. So it's me and her, and then 2 of her coworkers. So our team is called the Dental Divas.
Oh, so every Monday you play the same crew?
Every Monday, yeah. We're a foursome, yeah. So we play throughout the. It's probably 2 months, 3 months, maybe 12 weeks for the golf.
I've never played in a league in my life.
So it's a good time, and you keep track of your scores and such, and then at the end there's a banquet and they give away prizes and there's all these raffles and all the swaggy stuff. But Harmony, it's a little bit of an older community. I think I'm the youngest person. There might be a couple. The Bazzano girls play as well, and they're my age. But besides us, I think we're the youngest people by a lot.
Yeah, I think it's still kind of an older sport.
It is, and females in general. I don't know of a lot of female golfers.
Correct, you're right. Yeah, because when I used to play, golf was by far my favorite sport. All the way through. I played a lot of baseball when I was a kid. I loved baseball, but I started playing golf. But I really got into golf, and I've played. How long have you played golf for? Oh, I started when I was 10.
Oh, wow.
And what happened was I started at 10. Mm-hmm. And man, I played to the point where I got very good when I was kind of older. Probably junior, senior year of high school, and then.
Did you play on a team in high school?
Nope. We never had it, Shazy.
I don't. Oh, Plattsburgh did have one.
Plattsburgh did, yeah.
There's 3 kids.
Yeah, they were always very good, but we never did. And I always played baseball as a team sport person, so I was I'm no, I'm gonna play baseball. Oh yes, my bad. I'm not paying. Just a sec, folks.
Sorry. We're getting our drink set up going.
Yeah, that's good. So I played. I started when I was 10. I played all the time, played more, got pretty good. Then probably around the age of, I would say 21, I really just got away from it.
Really?
Yeah, I don't, to be honest, I don't really know why. I think I just started getting busier and things like that. So,
right.
And now it's just tough with work and a family and things. So.
Right. It is. It's not a quick game by any means.
No.
Even 9 holes, you have to definitely set time aside for it. Like even the other day when you posted on that Facebook group that we're both on, the golf, what's that called?
This one I started. It's like North Country Golfers or something.
I think it's great, but I asked, I was like, what's considered morning and how long are we playing for? Like, I need to be done and back to my house by like 6:45 a.m. to get to work for 7:30.
Oh, no, that's...
So I'm not going to fit into that.
I think,
but...
Well, it's one where it's more of like an open invite, because what I envision this thing being, this golf thing. So if anybody's listening that wants to play golf, there's probably like 15 to 20 people on the group. Some people added people, I don't even know who they are. The whole purpose is if we can get like a reoccurring Wednesday round.
Yeah.
Maybe I like going early. Some people like carts, so sometimes carts aren't till 7. Like I could tee off at 5:30.
Really?
Depending on the course, I think like I could tee off at 5:36 and just walk it. Like I used to all the time. Yep. I actually prefer to walk than ride in a cart, but whatever. So it would basically be a recurring thing where you might get 5 people, you might get 10, but you always know you would have enough for at least 1 to 2 to 3 foursomes. Right. And then you just like flip tees or whatever, or just go out with whomever. But you always know that there'll be people to golf with. And then...
That is half the battle, though, too. Like, there are a lot of times where I'll be free. My schedule will be free for randomly whatever reason, but... That's not the case for most people, so it's either I go by myself, or I don't go, or I just go to the driving range, or...
I was going to say, if you need someone, text me, but it might...
With plenty of notice.
It might be, it might need a couple days where you'd be like,
a couple day notice.
Yeah, like, hey, like, I mean, I don't know if you're like, spur of the moment, like, hey, Thursday I got off, but like...
Well, my schedule's pretty consistent now. Like, last summer, it wasn't as much, so I was free, I was more free to do, but...
Every once in a while, like, me and some guys will be like, hey, anybody up for like a 1 or 2 o'clock tea time on like a Thursday, like a random day? And like, as long as we kind of have enough time, like, honestly, I could probably swing it. Like,
a good midday break.
Now that I could at least just break it down. So sometimes that happens, not always. That might happen once or twice a year. But it's the same thing. I just don't put a priority on it anymore like I used to. Right. So, but God, man, I used to play a ton of golf.
Do you
love it?
Play more tournaments now than you did before? Or do you enjoy tournaments, or what do you like better?
Tournaments.
Oh, you don't like tournaments.
No. If you had to poll, do I like like if you really had to ask me, I hate them. But the reason I don't like them, for me, I'm not a big scramble guy. Well, hit you?
Different, but good. Yeah, taste that. Darker. Darker.
I could already taste it before I swallowed it. That was good. That's what she said. But so
I'm rolling my eyes for you people who can't see me.
Office quote. People know me. It's just you're like, okay, you get it.
It's all good.
It's common occurrence. So when the opportunity strikes, man, you got to drop it. So so the thing with scrambles, like they're fun. Like, I've gotten to the point now I enjoy them more because I don't play much. So, like, me, I suck now. Like, I say I suck, but
scramble
like...
tournaments? Or, well...
Wait, are you talking about, like, individual stroke play tournaments? You're talking about, like, scramble?
No. I'm talking about, like, best ball.
Yeah, best ball. Scramble. Best ball.
Scramble, best ball.
Yeah, no, same thing. Yeah. So, so I used to hate them because I like playing my own golf ball. Like, I always had more fun. I like coming up with shots. Well, I would always find in, like, a scramble, a lot of the shots I would hit would be unrealistic shots, meaning... I wouldn't try to hit that shot. I wouldn't try to do this because I'm playing with 3 other people.
True.
It doesn't matter if I hit a bad shot or do something stupid. There's no ramification of it. Literally, just somebody else will hit a shot that we can play.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely find tournaments to be more fun. Like it's a Saturday or a Friday after Friday or Saturday, and you're just there to
some of the best are like a morning on a Wednesday. I play in a couple of those.
True. Do they get rowdy?
The tournament teed off at 8, and I got home at 8 p.m. So, it's one of those good days.
A full day.
Yes, full shift. But what's fun about those is, like, if you get a good crew of people, it's a blast. Like, if you get a couple, like, we played in, was it the DA Cup?
Yes, the DA Cup.
You played, like, right behind us. Like, that was the night I got home real late. But that was a fun tournament, but I would definitely do that again. Like, I had fun in it.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking forward to it this year.
Yeah, like, we had a good group of people in that one. So... I don't mind doing a couple a year. The problem is if it's like that's the only time I'm playing is that I get very...
I understand.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm good for probably 2 to maybe 3 throughout the year. And it really is dependent on who I play with, meaning...
Yeah.
Like if you're like... someone's like, hey, can you be on our team? And I'm like, who are the other two guys? I don't know them.
True. I don't do that a lot. Like, a lot of the tournaments I'm in are with, like, my aunt and her team, like the Dental Divas, us. We tend to sign up. We try to do, like, ladies tournaments. The Moose used to have a ladies tournament. But yeah, it's consistent. We stay together, so we know how we each play, and we know how each person is. And
like
then
if you enjoy the company, it's good.
It's like,
I mean, you might
that's
have the
huge
one
part of the
person
battle.
that you don't know, but like if I got to really know at least two of the
Actually,
three.
The DA Cup last year, I played with Ben, and he had a friend, and that friend bought a friend. We didn't know, so like it was kind of besides Ben, I didn't know the other two people. And,
oh, you didn't? Yeah.
But we still had a good time. It was nice, when there's beers involved, and you're just
and you're not working.
shooting the shit, and it was a beautiful sunny day.
It was.
Who cares?
That's the thing. If it's good weather and you have good crew of people, like I do like those, but.
So you take tournaments serious, is what you're saying?
No, I don't. I'm the exact opposite.
You need to win.
No, I'm exact opposite. When I used to play a lot, though, I'd rather have just played my own ball because to me, I got more enjoyment out of because golf's very much like a strategic thinking kind of game where.
And you're right, tournaments, you're just like, meh.
Nobody cares. Like you can. I mean,
someone's got a better drive.
Exactly. So I just found that I didn't have as much interest in a shot.
Yeah.
Even if it was like a shot, like nobody hit the green and you probably should hit the green. Mm-hmm. I still didn't care as much if I was playing my own ball because then you're looking at like, okay. In a scramble, you're shooting at every pin. I'm not doing that in every round. Like, okay, the pin's tucked against the bunker. I'm not going at the pin. I'm going to hit it at this part of the green, knowing that even if I hit like a little fade at the left side and it lands, worst case scenario ends up close to the hole. Like worst case means I mishit it and it landed smack dab.
Yep.
But if I hit a good shot, I'm 20 feet away for a birdie putt.
True.
I'd rather have a 20-foot birdie putt than short sighted on a bunker.
Yeah.
Like this is on my mind with always thinking back then. So like. But you gotta. It's like pool. You gotta always think a couple shots ahead.
You do. It's very strategic.
And
you're right.
Scramble does not happen.
What about like when they do, longest drive or closest to the pin? Like those, I find challenging. I enjoy those because I tend to win those for the females.
Yeah, longest drive. I've never even come close to winning a longest drive.
True. Men is way different. Some guys can, like Tiger Woods. Like geez.
Yeah. There's sometimes that like. It's insane. Like some of
but there's also cheating involved.
Exactly.
There's some like shady things happening.
I've seen some guys like I remember one guy saw it with my own eyes, local dude. He had a drive that was, and I'm not. And the hole was 350. He almost drove the green, 330. Wow. And this guy was like one of the fastest swings I've ever seen, and he did it twice. And it was in a tournament. It was this kind of freak thing. I don't know where the guy was from. But I know what it takes for someone to hit the ball that way. So when you go out to a ball that's 330 to 350 out on a tee on the number 4 hole at Bluff Point, I'm going to call bullshit because...
True. You're right.
There's not a lot of guys around here. You could take the best golfers up here. I bet you a lot of them have a hard time breaking 300 on a drive. It's tough to do. It's not easy.
Right.
So... There's a little bit of skepticism,
especially when you're a stranger and you don't know the course. Like that's not knowing a golf course is is one of the hardest things about golf.
Like even like it's always at like Bluff Point, the longest drive. Like everybody knows the hole. It goes right back towards the water.
Straight one. Yep.
It's a straight shot, fairly decent sized fairway. There's nothing. It's literally a driving range. Mm-hmm. I've seen guys absolutely smoke one. I would say because you kind of elevated, probably close to 300. 280, 290. And you have a ball that's 50 yards past you. I'm like, that's not happening.
Yeah.
There's no cart path to hit. There's nothing. Like, there's no way that it went that far. So, close to the pin, though, there's some impressive ones. Because you can't really, it's tough to really screw that up.
Well, a lot of times, too, those are like short little holes. So, it's not like you're driving it really far.
Yeah, even if you have 160 or 70.
Right.
You're still hitting pretty much like a mid, I would say for most good golfers, a mid iron.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
I mean, for
absolutely.
the girls, I maybe 100 to 120.
Well, I use my 7 tends to be really good for those type of shots. And then I also have a hybrid 4 and a hybrid 6. And I really like, with my 4, I really lighten up. And it just kind of nicely has this little arch thing. And I don't question it. It works out well.
Don't you find, I know this is crazy because like rule 101 for golf, the smooth aspect of golf, like swinging under control, is so much better for your game. But nobody does it.
Nobody does it. Happy Gilmore. It's all in the hips.
Yeah.
It's all in the hips. Like, that is so true. That is so true.
Well, like, I think one of the greatest things you can tell somebody in golf is swing like 80% of what you think. Like, give me your max swing. Give me 80% of that.
And then do less of that. Like, yeah.
And like most of the time, you just swing smooth. Like if you're in golf and you swing smooth and your kinetic force is somewhat in line or in the right chain, you will hit the ball decent.
You know, and I really believe, not to like bring it back to yoga, but your breath as well. Like the way you are, I have my routine, I have my stand, I get there, you know, I do my thing, I fiddle a little bit, you know, I make sure my fingers are good, I feel the club in my hands, my feet, you know, I have this little like
pre-game
routine, you know, maybe it's like 15 seconds long, and then I take a couple deep breaths, and then like I let out, and as soon as I let out, I just like it just goes, and it is part of the routine, and that breath aspect of it, I think, honestly, really helps me.
It's funny. I've evolved differently as a golfer. So.
Oh, absolutely. My swing is like it changes every season.
Yeah, that was a problem. I always had kind of this. Now I feel like I'm more rigid when I swing, because I just haven't practiced enough, and my expectation level is realistic. Like I'm not going to shoot 70s anymore. It's not going to happen. Like I'm realistic. If I can break 90, I'm good. That's a good day for me. So I remember like back in the day, it would be a little. I never really had a long pre-shot routine. I was kind of like, where do I want a couple swings?
Yep.
Now I don't
even do that.
I don't even take I don't do any. Like
I don't do any practice swings.
No, like nope. I'm literally like, where am I hitting it?
Nope.
I kind of have the club in my hand. Maybe a couple times, like I'll just kind of do like as I'm like picturing the shot, kind of do like a little swing. But like I get up and I just swing. Like I don't.
Me too.
I'm a pretty fast golfer.
I visualize.
Yeah, even like chipping and stuff. Like I might get up. The chipping's probably my longest because I might take a couple swings more to get, especially if you're like in the rough.
You do. You have to get that right hit.
Well, it's kind of just to feel what's the consistency of the grass that I'm hitting. It makes a difference. You're not like hitting right off the fairway, so there's going to be a little bit of there's going to be grass between the ball kind of thing. So, the golf's phenomenal. I'm pumped because. What's today? Wednesday? Is it next week? Oh,
3rd? Wednesday the 3rd?
Next week is the Masters.
Really?
Yeah. Do you watch golf?
I do watch golf. Actually, every Friday that I work at the Monopole, I put golf on.
Oh, my God.
So, happy hour. Come on down.
I might do that.
We have the golf channel, so we've been watching golf all winter.
So,
and every time I put it on, I'm like,
yes.
God, it's sunny and beautiful. I want to be there.
Yeah, so the Masters starts, which still to this day is like my Super Bowl.
That's great.
Love the Masters. Love it.
Have you ever been?
Nope.
That's in Augusta, Georgia, right?
Yes.
Augusta, Georgia. Yep.
Good. There you go. I've been to a lot. Have you ever seen professional golf in real life?
No, I have not. I had a friend who was a golf pro, and I had the opportunity a couple times to go. He had tickets, but I never made it.
So, I've been to quite a bit. A professional ones. I
like locally, or have you traveled?
Oh no. Like we're talking
like far away.
We're talking the big boys. Yeah.
Hawaii.
No. I mean like locally, but like the farthest I've gone is DC.
DC. Yeah. I meant Eastern.
Eastern.
America.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Malone. Did you go to Malone?
I'll give a rundown. I've been to Malone. I will give a rundown. I went to my first ever tournament I ever went to was 2002 U.S. Open, which was at Bethpage.
Okay.
I went to the 2003 PGA at, this would be really good if I remember all these, Oak Hill in Rochester. 2004 U.S. Open at Shinnecock, which is on Long Island. The 2005 PGA, which was in Baltusrol, which was in New Jersey. 2006, I skipped, which was Wingfoot, which I wish I would have gone, which is in New York. But I'm okay with that because that was the day that Phil Mickelson double bogeyed the last hole. We won't talk about it. He's my favorite golfer. 2007, I went to the President's Cup, which is up in Montreal.
Yep, that's really cool.
2008.
There's no excuse not to go to that one.
No, it was great.
It's right here.
It was great. 2008, I don't think I went to any that year. 2009, U.S. Open, Bethpage again. 2010, don't think I went there. 2011, Congressional Country Club down in Bethesda. Saw Rory McIlroy win his first major, which blew the field away, which is great.
How old was he then? Because
he's my age. So
wow,
what did I say? 2011,
8 years ago,
22.
Yeah, wow, it
was cool. And then 2013, I went to Marion, which is just outside Philly, for the U.S. Open. Justin Rose won that. 13, 14, no, 15. I think I went for a long stretch with nothing.
Wow.
2017 went down to Liberty National for the President's Cup. That brings us to present day 2019, I had tickets next month to go to the PGA. Not happening because my future child's due date is the Sunday of that tournament.
Oh, wow.
So
are you going to name your child some golf thing?
Whoever the winner is.
Yeah.
My wife would hate me. So, no, I did. It was Bethpage, which is my all-time favorite course, and I've been to it twice. So what are you doing with
those tickets?
I don't even know what we did with them.
Oh, okay.
If I still have them, if you're interested, it is phenomenal. If you've never seen
I have not.
Oh, my God.
I want to, follow the course. I want to walk. I want to, do it.
That's do.
Yeah.
So, anybody that wants to go to a professional golf tournament, couple things. Anybody that you've ever golfed with, even though no matter how good you think they are,
they suck.
They're good. They're not that good. So they're
just not that good.
The one thing I find about professional golfers on the PGA Tour playing in a major, if you take the hardest course you could find around here, okay, whatever that may be, go all the way to the back tee shot, back hole, and tell them to play the course, and you're like, man, they're pretty good. Say they go out and play the toughest course around here from the back tees and shoot somewhere in the 70s. Mr. PGA Pro is going to get up there and drop a 59 on you. Like, he's going to go up and he's going to be like, green, or tee, stick the pin. Like, the only reason they wouldn't break 60 is just like the shitty greens of the ball bounces off line because of like a pothole.
Yeah.
These guys are so dialed in that when you get to a course like this, you look at this course, like, here's your tee, which, so here's the tee you would play.
Yep.
Here's the back tees that, like, a good, really good golfer up here would play. And then back here's the pros.
The pro, yeah.
So the pros, then you look at the tee shot. They take a normal fairway that's like this, and they go, let's shrink it down to this level. Let's take the rest of that rough and grow it up a bit. Then let's take the greens and cut them half the length so they're 10 times as fast. Not to mention, we're going to redo the greens so there's slopes like this. Yep. Oh, and by the way, they're still going to drop a 65 in that course.
Yeah.
It blows your mind. Every shot they hit, if you watch them in real life, it is so pure. I've played golf since I was 10, so almost 20 years now. I don't think I've ever hit the golf ball as pure as they've hit it on every shot. You would ask them to go out every shot they hit. My best shot of my career, wherever that may have been, has never sounded or looked like that.
Oh, absolutely.
So
that's why they're the pros. Like, it's just natural to them. Like, that is their sport. That is their thing.
Well, the cool thing is, it's mind-boggling because you can appreciate it because, or for you, take the LPGA. Like, watch where they, like, get on the same tee as them, same hole. You will be, like, scared, like, oh, my God, I can't.
Listen, I can drive it. I can drive it similar to some of those ladies. I was watching one time it was like a competition, Top Flight ladies. They were just at a Top Flight, like, shooting and hitting and doing the driving range. And I was like, I can hit that far. I can hit that far. I can hit that far.
How far do you drive?
Sometimes I can drive around 250. I have a pretty serious drive. Like, I do have to be, like, dialed in and honed in, and it's got to be the right hole. But, like, I have a pretty serious drive.
Wow.
And I have a really crappy driver that I've been trying to replace for the last couple years, but I just have been too lazy to do it. But
we definitely have to golf this year.
We should. Like, last year I played 250 three tournaments. 3 tournaments. I mean, that's, like, on my best day ever. Like, definitely, like, I hit 200. But
if I say like 200, you're
constantly.
Like all day.
That's easy. Yeah.
Wow. That's very good.
Yeah. I won. I think last year I won 3 longest drives for the female.
Wow.
But like we said, it's not a super huge pool. It's not a big market of ladies.
But still, that's
and closest to the pin in 2 tournaments.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
What do you normally shoot then?
And when people ask me my handicap, I don't even really know it. I haven't sat down to.
Do you break 100 consistently?
Yeah, I do.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
That's really good.
And I was playing a lot of golf last year, so I think that really helps. Like, I had my Monday night every night with those ladies, and then I was playing at least 2, if not 3 more times over the week, and then I would be playing on a tournament. Like, there was 4 weeks in a row I played every Saturday in a tournament, so it was kind of golf overload, but there was a point there that I was in the flow. I was feeling good.
When I played, the best I ever got down to, I think, was like a 6 handicap, which basically was like my average score, I think, was around 77, 76, something like that.
Yeah.
That that was kind of like right before I quit, and like which kind of I kicked myself because I'm like, I'm way smarter now. I'm way stronger now. Meaning like I know, not like stronger like you don't have to be super strong, but like I was a kid at that point. Like I'm now an adult. Like I kick myself because I'm like I really think because I played a ton of golf and I really understood the swing and everything. Like I would be really curious to see what my score would have been now, which I think would have been cool, but I just never gave the opportunity to do it. But back when I was playing a lot, my short game was like that was a big thing. It's a short game.
It is a short game, and when I first started, I knew nothing about that. Like my dad wasn't a pro by any means. Like I said, it was just something him and I went and did. So like he gave me a few minor tips and tricks, but it wasn't anything major that got me anywhere. But my short game really started to like, and that's why I could drive is because that's really all I could do really well was just like drive. But the last couple summers, I think I've been playing with the Dental Divas this will be our 4th summer. I have really learned a lot from them, and my short game has gotten so much better. And it really, I get so excited about it.
I think I should give you the book down there. It's Phil Mickelson's short game book. I've loaned this out to a couple of people now, and it is phenomenal because he really simplifies it down. The main thing about just like a short game thing is most people kind of like try to scoop at the ball or flick it up and do all this stuff. Like he makes it so simple. It's like you never really break your wrists. Like you always set, and you always want to lead with your wrist no matter what because
point where you want it to go.
Because you always want to maintain basically the wrist hinge. You want to maintain the face so you have the consistency where it goes. And now, when I was playing a lot, if I got at 18 holes, say I hit 9 of the greens, which was 50%. Say it was 50% of hitting the greens in regulation, which was about normal. So then you had 9 holes to try to get up and down. I could get up and down on majority of those holes. So that's when my score started to get down to like 75. Like you were making a couple bogeys here and there, but you'd make a few birdies. You would my best round ever, I had 5 birdies in it mixed with 6 bogeys. So like I kind of kicked myself like, man, if I would have just got rid of a couple like kind of clumsy bogeys, but it's fun. Like to me, the short game is my favorite part because like you can.
It changes your game for sure. Like I go from now I'm always 1 or 2 over par on my average is 1 or 2 over par.
Gotcha. Yep.
And I remember last year on multiple occasions I'd be playing with someone and they'd be like, "Did you just get par like 2 or 3 holes in a row?"
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, I did.
That's cool.
Holy moly. My game is changing. It's so exciting. Yes. Let's keep it up.
It's a big jump. I remember when I always called it bogey golf. Like typically on most holes, a 45 was bogey golf, 36 plus 9. So I always would look at my score, and this was when I was probably like junior high. Like I was always bogey golf. So meaning if I got a par, that was like a birdie. A bogey was a par. A double was like, it's, you don't want to double.
They give you a little leeway.
Yeah, so I started to get down. So to me, if I could get down to like a 41, 42, that was a good round for me. Meaning I had a couple more pars. Now I might have had a double, but maybe I had 4 pars. I'm like, that's really good. Then I remember the point where I got to the point where it was just like, I can use par as my score because I can par, 6 or 7 holes on a normal 9. I might have a couple bogeys, so I might get a 37, 38, 39.
Yep.
But I was consistently, like, if I shot in the 40s, I'd be kind of pissed. If I was shooting, like, par, I was happy. Like, I was always, like, I was pretty consistent. Like, I might start off, like, I could go bogey, 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 and be like, fuck. And I could still rattle off, like, string pars together and somehow still come up with a 40. So, but a lot of it is short game. And a lot of it's just, I find now, even though I don't play a lot of golf, my course management is almost better now than it was. Now, part of the reason is my confidence at my skill level is lower, so my risk tolerance is much less. Like, I'm meaning, like, I know I can't pull off that shot anymore, or at least consistently. So I'm like, I'm going to play.
You're not a young hothead.
I'm going to play a little safer.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was playing consistently, I'd be a little more aggressive because I'd have the confidence that I could hit that shot. Now it's like, I can barely keep it straight, so I'm going to kind of play for the fat part of the fairway and just kind of like before where I'd be like really cutting corners to.
Plus, I think when you grow in age, you just naturally grow, and that like evolves your golf game as well. Like I think it's definitely a lot to do with
your mind improves
consistency,
a bit.
but
experience.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, experience.
No, golf's great. We should definitely play a little bit this year. Maybe tournaments. I don't know. I'm not against them. If it's like a good tournament, a good crew of people.
Yeah.
Depending
Listen,
on
I never like seek out a tournament. I don't ever initiate. Like, I don't get four people. I don't pay the dues. Like, if someone needs someone else, then they think of me, great, wonderful. You know, I'll play in a few, but I do have a few. You know, like I said, with the Dental Divas, we play a couple, and then I play in the Fourth Ward tournament every year. And
there's always a few that you pick
out.
There's
a few that we are set every year, but like the DA Cup last year for me was random. Ben and I were just talking, and he's like, "Hey, I want to play in a tournament, and I'm making a team." Like.
Yeah, Jeff asked me to play.
I was like, okay, sure.
I'll see if Jeff, if I made the cut, if Jeff will let me back. But we had a good time. We had a good crew of people.
But yes, to circle back to your original question, I am so excited for golf season.
I know that was a long.
Plus, it really just means like spring and summer and nicer weather. Like, we had such a great summer last year. I have no complaints.
You're right. Yeah,
I got to play golf a lot.
Yeah, golf's so much fun.
It is.
Yeah,
I know. I encourage anyone out there who hasn't done it. And people ask me, because, like, you know, some people know that I play golf and I'm all right at it. So, but, you know, like, I can't give you tips. Like, I don't know. It's
very individual.
It's very individual. You know, I can give you the basics on how to hold a club and, like, you know.
I could probably count on my hand how many times I've given golf advice.
Yeah.
If somebody doesn't ask me for golf advice, I'm not giving you golf advice because the worst thing you can do is, I love the people that like swing. Okay, fix this. I'm like, dude, they can't even like.
You're not a pro either, bro. Like, how do you know? Leave me be. Like, leave me alone.
Like, all I want you to do right now is try to make as solid of contact on that ball as you can. Like, whatever you got to do,
good
just
advice.
like, just like really focus on.
Keep your eye on the ball is always some good advice. Keep your eye on the ball and make contact.
That's it.
Just
try to make contact. Like,
the swing will be your swing.
Yeah,
You'll figure it out in between.
Just try to make contact. Because it's like anything. Like, until you've had probably thousands of swings, you don't understand really. Because if I say do this, do that, you don't have the body mechanics or the neurological, like, oh, now I know what they're talking about when they say, hinge the wrist here or turn this way or use the ground for leverage. Like, all these little things that, like, it's kind of like golf, a little more advanced like stuff. Like, you have
to evolve to that.
Yeah, like when I go bowling, I suck at bowling. Nobody's telling me to put spin on the ball. Like, literally, it's like, why don't you do this simple thing to maybe go from 70s to breaking 100? Like, I'm bad.
Do you need the bumpers?
Well, we played in this Adirondack Young Professional. They had like a bowling night. And
I saw your pictures. That looked nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we were just goofing off because I am so bad. So we're doing, and of course I'm not like really focusing. I'm kind of having a good time.
Yeah.
I'm just chit-chatting, and it's like, serious. Oh, you're up, and I go, but like at the same token, like, yeah, I could have used bumpers. I mean, yeah, I really could have. It wasn't good. I had my fair share of gutter balls.
Yeah.
So.
Even if you try the granny, like, backwards under your legs, that is hard. People do that now as like a joke, but it's hard.
I would have done better
that way
doing like the roll versus like
just
what I was trying.
Let it go.
Just like line up straight line and roll it fast enough where we'll just keep rolling forward. I think my score would have been better.
Wow.
It's bad.
I have noticed though, like I have a routine, and the leg slide is really important to
for bowling.
For bowling.
Do you bowl a lot?
Not a lot, but when I do.
Can you break 100?
Oh yeah.
Jesus. Okay.
Come on, step your game up.
Oh yeah. Okay. So no, I'm not that good. I mean, my best.
Maybe try Wii bowling. You might.
I hate that. No.
You don't like a Wii, or?
No. Do you play video games?
What kind of video games?
I don't know.
Like all kinds, or?
I don't know. Like what?
Like, I have a Wii. I play Wii, but that's not like sitting there playing with a console with 80 million controllers on it. Like, I grew up on a Super Nintendo. Up, down, left, right, A, B.
Yeah.
Like
my jam was N64.
Oh, no. Can't do that.
No, N64?
Is it the same controller? No.
You got on the left side.
You've got the paddle and the...
On the left side, you have arrows.
Oh, it is arrows?
Wait.
No.
Yes, left side, you have arrows. Like this.
Okay.
On your right side, you have... An
N64.
an A B button on your like here, and then you have 4 yellow buttons.
Was that Sonic?
Maybe I never really played Sonic.
N64.
And then you had the joystick.
Oh no, joystick! I'm out.
So you
once you hit the joystick, I'm out.
So it was like this. It was almost like a Tesla symbol.
No, can't do it.
Okay.
Like Halo and all of those crazy games.
I never got into that.
I can't do any of that.
Never got into that. Like.
I don't play Minecraft or any of those.
I thought Minecraft. What was the game? What was the computer? It was always like a stock game on all the computers. Minesweep. No, had like the bombs, and you had to hit the that wasn't Minecraft, was it?
No, Minecraft is newer. What was that? People listening.
You know what I'm talking about, though, right?
Yes. Like the old school, like Centipede,
Snake,
just like
the snake game.
Yeah.
Snake. Did you ever remember playing Snood?
Snood. I feel like I want to say yes, but it's not coming to mind.
It had like it had all these little colors, and you would shoot out the balls, and you have to like hit.
Oh yeah.
And I didn't know it was called that. And
What's it called?
Snood.
Snood.
I think it's Snood. Snood. Mm-hmm. And I give Gina credit for that. She came out of the blue and it's like, oh yeah, Snood. I'm like, oh my God. I haven't played that in like a lot of years. And that I remember playing that. But like I'm not very tech savvy.
I'm not either.
I'm
really
learning like with this kind of stuff, which I love. Like this, I want to get this stuff better.
But it's using your phone, which is wonderful. Like how much easier do you need?
No, it's simple.
That's so great.
And actually what was happening, because I was like, I want to film it for different reasons, so I cut it down. But what's cool is like, this will go up on YouTube.
Yep.
And so what I was doing, my first probably like 7 or 8, maybe 9, basically what I was doing was just taping on that. Mm-hmm. So then I'm like, well, I'm just going to upload the tape and then do it. And like, if you try uploading a 2 to 3 hour video, that's like 20-something hours. Not happening.
No.
So if I do this on YouTube Live,
it goes on their servers.
Yeah, so
you're not gunking up your phone.
Once I'm done, it's going to buffer within probably 20 minutes. It'll be all on. Jordan goes on tomorrow. She cuts it down and she puts out the final product. So my goal, I was talking to you before, is at some point in time, I would really like to actually do a live show.
Yeah.
'Cause I think it'd be cool. I'm probably not going to like look at it. I think if I do a live, I might actually do the live here and have a computer watching my own live feed. I don't know if people would actually watch it, but it'd be kind of cool.
That would be cool. I would be into that if you wanted to do that. I would. We could market the crap out of it
That'd be fun.
Try to get
maybe you'll be my first ever live person to do it. I think it would be kind of neat, but this allows us, if we say something
true.
not so live, not
worthy.
good for live, then we can cut it. But
this is true. You didn't give me the rules and regulations before we started. I have
you
sworn a couple times. I wasn't sure how that would go.
That.
Okay.
I don't give a fuck.
Okay.
There you go.
All right.
We don't really care about language. Anybody that knows me, I swear more than I probably should, but it's okay. It's authentic. It's me. The only thing I really don't talk about is politics, just because politics is very dividing people,
Nope.
and I don't really pay attention to politics. I don't really care.
Honestly,
I might have my first ever politician coming on the show, potentially. May have set that up. And I told, I basically said that it's not a political show. Like, it's more of like...
That's exciting, though. That's good. People want to see those people in different environments.
Yeah, and I think it would be kind of cool, because I think it's a cool platform where it's laid back.
Yep.
It's not political. I'm not going to sit there and, like, I don't give a shit what you believe in and
what
you
are your
do.
values?
My
what
thing
are your
is, like,
what's
it like going to your meetings? What's it like? Yeah. What's the good? What's the bad? Like, what? Not like certain policies, or what do you think is positive about the area? Like, a lot of the thing is with local politics, most people agree on a lot of stuff. Mm-hmm. It's when you get to the national level and people freak out because you're talking about New York to California to Texas to Oregon. There's 1,000 different things going on. It's going to affect, because you're talking such a big group of people. People up here, you and I are very similar. Me and someone down in Texas or Minnesota or Oklahoma or Hawaii.
Yep.
Male, female, different age, different gender, race, things like that. We all are different. Mm-hmm. So it's very tough to put in absolute rules, meaning this is going to rule over everything. So I can see why people freak out, because
it's hard. You can never please everybody.
Exactly.
It's impossible. I do not envy that job. I mean, it would be nice to be able to like make policies and like try to help as many people as possible.
And
but
I think people
it's a grueling job.
I think people try to do well. My biggest thing with politics, how there's not term limits for every political office blows my mind.
Yeah.
The president has term limits. Senators don't. They have terms, but they don't have term limits. Mm-hmm. Very rarely do people have term limits, and I think there should be term limits. Like, for not because I don't think there should be like politics. When it was way back in the day, when they first came up with all this, you were supposed to go in. You were farmer whatever from Virginia.
Yep.
You went in, you served 2 years, whatever.
Yes.
And then you pieced out.
Yep. I'm back to my
new
farm.
ideas coming in. You go, you serve the public, you're out.
Yep.
Not, hey, I'm going to make this my career for 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
And then the problem is when you go down to like Washington and things like that, they say one thing, but money talks. hey, we're going to give you money for re-election if you vote this way because you want the cushy lifestyle,
Right.
where unfortunately that's human nature, and that's the thing I don't like. But I think on a local level, we don't see that as much. And I think so the person that I want on, I was just sitting next to them 2 weeks ago at an event. Super, great person.
Cool.
And so I think it would be kind of cool just to kind of hear a perspective.
So it's local.
Local, very
Yep.
local. Oh yeah,
Yep.
local person. So it'd just be kind of cool to hear the perspective of what's like the inside look at what you do, or what do you like, what do you don't like, what is I think that's kind of cool. And then also to let them expand on their background and just talk about...
The backstory is important for politicians. People want to know that they're a normal individual or they have experience.
Or shoot the shit about golf.
Shoot the shit about golf?
Yeah, whatever.
I hope he or she plays golf.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of the fun stuff is you can... I think it gives a platform where it's very laid back and people can kind of hear... Because this is the good thing about today's day and age. 2019, I can buy... this equipment, and honestly, I'm probably overboard, meaning I don't really need the headsets and all this stuff. I need a mic, and I don't even, to be honest, I need this, which already comes with a mic. And I need an SD card. So really, a lot of the gizmos and gadgets that I have that makes it a little better quality, I could get away with not having it for very cheap.
Yep.
And I can pretty much do whatever I want, talk about whatever I want, say whatever I want. If people are willing to listen, I've created my own platform to do whatever. So if people listen to this, we're almost to 1,000 downloads. That's
very exciting.
If you share with enough friends.
Oh my goodness, I'm going to push you over 1,000.
I think you will. I think you will. This will be really
friends and family, everyone out there. Let's make it happen.
Really close. Yes, we're really not far off.
Cool.
My average episode actually will put this over. So if this is an above average.
So it's not me, but yeah.
But no, but if this
I will still try.
If this is an above average episode, or you have a lot of friends that
Yes.
want to wonder what's it like Konnor's first podcast, then we'll far exceed our expectation in numbers.
Good.
No, it's kind of cool. So nowadays day and age, I can get a mic, I can talk, I can have people come on.
And listen, I want to salute you for that because not a lot of people do that. I mean, and you had the balls and the guts, and you, whatever your backstory was, because you wanted to grow your real estate business or whatever marketing ploy you have going here, or just because you're interested in what's going on around town. I don't care your reasoning, but I think it's great.
Yeah, I think it's a mixture of
And cheers for you because
you
had the idea
and
you're doing it though. That's the hard. So many people have ideas podcast would be great. I could do that. Okay, then do it. Why are you not?
Well, I've talked about anybody who's listened to the podcast multiple times. I'll rain on this again. Reason I did the podcast. I love podcasts. I drive a lot in the car. I work in the office. I do a lot of stuff. I don't listen to a lot of music. I love music. Don't get me wrong. Absolutely love music, but I have a tendency to kind of listen to the same stuff I've been listening to since high school, so I know all the songs. So I end up basically just listening to a lot of podcasts, which I really enjoy. So then I'm like, well, it's not hard to do podcasts, and I like it, so wouldn't it be fun just to have my own friends and guests and everybody else come on? But when you talk about so that's really why I did it, is one, I like it.
Yeah.
Now, two, to be honest, does this do anything for my real estate business? Probably not, because it's not geared at real estate.
You're right.
We talked about golf for 30 minutes. It has nothing to do with real estate.
I'm so sorry, listeners.
No, it's fine. I get an enjoyment out of it. Will this become a platform that grows? It should.
But I think it lines up your other social media things, like your Instagram, the little videos you do with the Instagram, those short tips and tricks from Kavanaugh. You have the Kavanaugh banner and whatever. It's part of your overall branding.
It does,
whether you don't necessarily talk about real estate or not. It's part of it.
Because I post everything. Just before you leave, I gotta get a photo for our posts. Maybe I'll have you hold your gifts. But a lot of this,
they did not pay me to market them.
You turn them around.
Okay.
You wear the Kavanaugh shirt and hat that I gave you.
Okay, I could do that.
So part of it is, this is fun because I get to go. Actually, another reason why I did it. I've talked to you plenty of times off and on, but you never talked to somebody for a long time.
No, and we don't really know each other on an in-depth level. We see each other golfing and we talk about things. Yeah. Sometimes work things come up, but
exactly,
it hasn't been serious to know you conversations.
Yeah, because I didn't grow up with you, so a lot of stuff. Some people have had come on. I want to do a podcast with a bunch of high school buddies, which would be fun because we just be ragging on each other the whole time. But there's certain things that I don't know about people. It allows me to learn more about a person. It allows someone else to talk about themselves in a good way, though. But in a sense of it allows you to talk about, and it might be talking about golf, which is cool.
Right.
I got a girl coming on. Well, she's been on before, but she's coming on Sunday morning, and she's very good about nutrition, but like she can go deep on nutrition, and this is a platform for her.
Right. She gets her message out.
I find that interesting, but two, it allows her to really show her knowledge.
Yeah.
And heck, if that brings her more clientele or whatever, great.
But yeah.
I like it because the only theme on the show is people that I want to talk to. So like I really like, if I want to talk to you, I'll bring you on because I think it'll be fun. Like I just always enjoy talking to you, which is why I wanted to have you come on. And like I like fun people that I get along with. So
you're right. I think, like you said earlier, the first thing I said to you was, what am I going to bring to drink?
Yes. So
and then the second thing was, are you sure I'm interesting enough? Like, what did I say? I said, if you think I'm interesting enough to talk to me for that long or something, and you're like, what are you talking about? Of course.
You're doing good. Yeah. It's like, what I find funny with people is that a lot of people that I ask to come on, that's the first thing they say, like, I got nothing to talk about. I'm like, you can talk, right? Like, you can physically talk.
Right.
And if anybody knows me, I don't like dead space. So I'm going to, if there's dead space.
You'll keep it flowing.
We'll find a flow. We're good.
Yep.
So I'm not even, I'm like, literally I could pull off some random person off the street. We could easily do a good podcast. But, so that is part of it. Now the real estate one, we do a smaller one with Ellie, which is geared 100% at real estate. That allows me to kind of scratch that itch because I do like talking about, like, I could make this into real estate. I love it. I don't want to bore people with it though. But I think that people that may be in the market for stuff or may like have some interest in real estate, and to be honest, I've got a lot of people that really enjoy those, even though
I also do enjoy them. Like,
have you listened to them?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure.
You didn't do one about foreclosures yet. I told you that.
So up there,
where am I looking?
This is funny. So you see, like, dead center. You see the crack down the middle?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
2 over.
1, 2. Yep.
And about
in the box or above the box?
Above the box by like 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, it is 7.
Yay! It does say Konnor foreclosures.
And you know what? I've actually already did that video, and it's sitting.
Cool.
I gotta post it. I've been bad. Things have been kind of hectic. So to bring it back to, because you did tell me this.
I did.
And it was funny because I never really went on a foreclosure video. I probably should tailor it a little bit, but for the most part, it's still good. Like, a lot of this information is like kind of timeless kind of stuff. Like it repeats.
Well, no, I feel like foreclosures are very specific. They're very different. Like, people want to know how you get a loan for that, or what's,
what's a pre-foreclosure?
Yeah, I know, you do. You see that all the time. Pre-foreclosure. I'm like, how do they know it's going to be foreclosed?
Yep. But you'll have to watch the video. I'll post that on thing.
And then I'll send you comments and stuff and follow-up questions so you can continue your foreclosure series.
Please build on that. I mean, I'll talk to you real quick about it. That's fine. We'll do it on the air. It's good. But like this board, when you talked about like,
this board is great.
Accomplishing stuff.
This is awesome.
This is my. That's the same thing. I hate.
Like the top one on the second monetary. How do I make blah blah?
Yeah, blah. I know that's.
But I think that's amazing.
You know what's funny about that?
And then your high school party concept host.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of like cool things that people like look at this or like you're crazy.
Oh,
I know what they all.
Yeah.
I know what they all mean. Some are like semi-complete sentences. Some are just like wordings or phrases, or people are like, what does that even mean?
But it makes sense to you. That's important.
Yeah, I know, looking at everything, I know what it is. But that top one up there, I had in my head one day, I was thinking about stuff, and sometimes I let my mind wander to bigger and better things. And that number popped up. Mm-hmm. And anybody looking at that, you would like punch me in the face if you ever saw that number up there. But it's kind of one of those things, like, in the back of my mind, it's like, or on the surface, I'm like, that's kind of crazy. But then in the back of my mind, I'm like, it's not unobtainable. I know it sounds really weird.
No, why would it not be?
I know, but it's just it's like everything I do. But it's funny when you.
I mean, and it would happen because you're gonna do that in the
that's
quotes
it.
right
That's
next
it.
to it.
That's actually brand new. That one actually is my. Probably, I mean, someone said obviously, but like that popped in my head the other day just randomly, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna put that on the board because like a lot of the stuff up there's like mindset, perspective things that it kind of like brings me back to like home base or center. So there's a few things up there that I have that are not like things I need to actually like accomplish. Like some things are tasks, like things I want to try to like actually check off the list. The funny thing is, like even before you came in here, I crossed like 2 or 3 things off because I did them. So like a lot of this is like, it could be simple stuff. It could be, hey, put a system in place. Hey, it could be
right. I mean, this
whatever.
is your vision board. It changes all the time.
Yeah. So this what you see now, the amount of stuff that was on there originally is probably 50% of that, and a lot of stuff 50% has been done, and a lot of it just keeps getting added on. So I'm constantly like, even like it could be as simple as that video. I've already done it.
Yep.
I could cross it off. That's up there basically to remind me to post the damn thing and to get it added how I want to actually put it out. But it's all cut, edited. I probably have, I put out a lot of stuff. Mm-hmm. I probably have like 50 videos done. And when people like...
you are ahead of the curve.
Yeah, when people...
I think when it comes to the real estate, social media thing.
Humble brag, but yes, I am. But
you
in
are.
a
You
good
totally
way.
are.
Yeah. But like a lot of the stuff is like... I'm not crippled by trying to make it perfect. Like I have... the only reason I don't have 50 videos is because there's no way I'm going to post 50 videos in a week.
No,
so
it's stupid. You need to drag out your content.
I will drop probably 3 a week for...
Yeah.
And guess what? When those are done, I'm going to have another 50 in the pipeline.
Absolutely.
But I'm always thinking, that's my mind thing. So like my thing is like, we talked about up there, number 3. I think, I mean, hell, if I don't ever hit that, that'd be dope if I hit that goal. If I hit the goal that I want up there, Clinton County would be doing very nice because I'm a big, I would.
Or you would have moved and working remotely maybe.
I'm very big on like, no, I think if I ever made that amount of money, I'm not joking. Like, how much money do I really need? I don't need. Like, I'm pretty low key.
That's way too
That's
much.
stupid. That's stupid. I don't need it. But who does need it is schools and hospitals and things around here. And I would be very. Yes. I think I'd be very philanthropic.
Philanthropic, yes.
Did I say that right?
But that's also why I feel like people who have that mindset, you don't want to be greedy. You would do more with it.
Yeah.
Like that's
to be honest,
that's the people that deserve it.
My motivation for money is about 0. It's enough so that I can like, if I can cover my living expenses and like be comfortable, not stress, I'm good. Like I don't need. Yep. I don't buy fancy. Like my fancy buying stuff is like this stuff because I like it.
Right.
It's fun. But that would be cool. If I can pull it off, I will be happy. Yeah. Part of me wants to pull it off because I just know myself, and a lot of that would come back to our area, and I think that would be really cool because I always want to like leave our area better than I found it. Mm-hmm. And I think, like, man, that would be nuts if I could ever pull that off. Which would be crazy because this area would be man, that's cool. Big goals. I'm
big goals.
I'm 29. I got time. I can do it. Well. No, I think that's good. So when you talked about like not executing stuff, this is my execution board because like you said, like people have ideas. I hate people with ideas that talk about ideas and talk about ideas and talk about ideas. My thing is like I get an idea, goes up there. I might not do it that day, may not do it that week, that year, but it's on the board in where I can see it. Bless you. I can see it every single day, and eventually I will do it. Yeah. Or I'll just get to the point where I'm like, it's not worth
possible.
Doing.
Yeah.
Well, it's not possible, but it's not worth doing, or it's not like. I evolve as a person. Maybe it's something I'm like, honestly, I'm kind of beyond that step, or maybe that's not a step that I really need to focus on anymore. Which, if I really wanted to go through, I really could probably clean this up about, I could probably eliminate 30% of that just by like, or either already done it or don't really need to have it up there. But it's cool. There's a lot of good stuff up there that I'm just constantly trying to improve.
It's a visual thing too, I'm sure. Like I'm the same, like a good old to-do list. Like I need to write it down. I am. Yeah. I have this, like, I have 2 planners. Like, I write everything down.
Like, what's your, do you have, like long-term vision goals? Do you have short-term and then to-do kind of things? Like, I don't have a system. Like, my system is this, which is just me literally it's my own system. I don't steal it from anything. I didn't, read a book to tell me how to do the system. But do you have, like, kind of an organizational thing that you keep?
I don't. I mean, I just recently started my job with Martin Harding and Mazzotti October of last year. And before that, I was kind of in like a 2-year, I wouldn't say slump, but I was working for Swarovski Lighting, formerly Schoenbeck, the Chandelier Place.
That's where I did my internship.
Yes.
Many years ago.
Yes. I did an internship as well. My senior year, I did an internship and then it turned into a full-time job. And so I ended up...
What department?
I was in marketing.
Okay. Oh, that'd been dope. I wish I was in that. I wasn't.
It was so much fun. My title was content coordinator, but I was PR manager, and I did a whole bunch of stuff. Like I got to travel the world and plan events, and I
really
This
was when you worked for them.
When I worked for them.
Okay, I was like internship. Like whoa.
Oh no, when I worked for them, and then like I got to tell the stories of all the new products. I worked with designers, and like it was a very cool job for Plattsburgh, New York. And then they did a bunch of company downsizing and laid a bunch of people off. I got a severance package. And I ended up traveling cross country. I have a friend who's a traveling nurse, and basically at the same time, she's like, hey, I'm going out to California. I'm going to be there for like 13 weeks if you want to come. I'm already driving. Cool. I'm taking 2 weeks to drive out to California. I already have a place to stay. Like, you are more than welcome just to come along. So I did. I spent,
That's cool.
Yeah, it was so much fun. We took a little bit over 2 weeks to drive out to California.
Awesome.
And I lived out in LA with her for about a month. And then it was like Thanksgiving time, and my mom she's like, it's almost Thanksgiving. Like, are you ready to come home? I was like, okay, Mom. Yeah, I guess I'll come home.
Did you drive back or fly?
I flew home because she was still there. She still had, 8 more weeks to work out there. But long story short, I came home, worked at Campus Corner, worked at Monopole, worked all these part-time jobs. I was basically running around like a freaking hamster in the wheel. Like, I was making really great money, but I wasn't accomplishing anything. I was being comfortable in that gist, in that zone. And, multiple friends, my boyfriend at the time was like, listen, what do you want to do? Not that I'm pressuring you, but you are way better than this, And I heard that multiple times at Campus Corner. People meet you at a diner and they're like, I always thought you're a diner girl. Like, no, trust me, I've got more. But
I always thought that about you too.
Yeah. So then, I just started at Martin Harding and Mazzotti, but I sort of didn't really have a I didn't really have a plan. I didn't really have anything going. And then last year, I was really serious. I tried to apply for jobs and such, and went on a bunch of interviews and went as far as like Placid, and I interviewed at a few things in Albany, and it just, I really didn't want to leave, and like the opportunity wasn't there. So, then Ben and I are really good friends, and the Martin Harding Mazzotti thing happened, and he's like, come on, like, come work for me. If it doesn't work out, you can always quit within a year. It's not going to make me mad. Like, I want you to come work for me. And so he basically made me an offer I couldn't refuse, and
it's cool.
Here I am. But as far as goals, my only goal is to be a stand-up paddleboard yoga instructor.
Hey, you got to have something. No, I think that's I think that everybody, you got to have something to,
at least one thing, whether it's professional or personal or something.
You got to shoot for something.
You do. You always have to have a goal in mind.
Yeah.
And now that I've, mellowed out my professional environment, working Monday through Friday is really nice. I work half days on Fridays. I go to the Monopole and work happy hour. And then every so often on weekends when she needs it, I'll help out at Campus Corner, and that's good cash, good money. I get to be around people, Our office is very quiet. Like, we're not a walk-in office. We don't have people. I'm not sitting at the front desk.
Is it just you and Ben there?
It's just Ben and I. Yeah, it's a huge building.
I was gonna say
we're doing construction right now. We're getting a tenant, so they will have.
So he's in the entire building by himself.
Yes.
Or, I mean, you and him.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
That's because it looks big from the outside.
It is a big building.
Yeah.
Like the other half will soon be occupied by someone else, and I think they have 12 employees. Plus, they will be a pretty consistent customer base on their end, so the location will be busier. But it's just Ben and I. We're busy. We've got a lot going on.
That's cool.
It's a unique environment. Like,
what type of law does he do?
So Martin Harding and Mazzotti, they're personal injury lawyers. They also do like medical malpractice. You see the commercials for like vaginal mesh.
No, I have not, but that's
you haven't? Oh my god! No. Or like tinnitus. Has someone in your family been
tinnitus, like ear?
Yes, for the ear.
I have tinnitus.
There's a new one that just came out from the military. If you were enlisted in the military, I think it was from 2004 to 2013 or 14, there was a specific ear suppressor that the military had purchased, and it was defective. So now a bunch of military personnel from that timeline are having hearing loss issues, and now they're realizing that it was a defective product. Mm-hmm. So we handle things like that. Major is personal injury. So, like, if you get in a bad car accident, or if you slip and fall on someone's property, or even if, like, premise liability, if you get a dog bite on someone's front yard, or things like that.
Do you deal with boundary line issues of homes? Probably not.
No, we
Well, somebody
don't.
got bit by a dog? Yeah.
No, we don't. I mean, Ben is very well-versed on all types of law. Like, he hasn't always been doing this, so he's always more than willing to...
Did he work... He used to work at O&A, right?
Yes, he did.
I first met... Ben probably doesn't know who I am. But I first met him... Or first, like... I didn't really meet him. I first saw him years ago. He did like a... Basically did like a know your contract kind of thing. So he like went over the legal terms for agents and stuff. But this was 5-6 years ago maybe.
Yeah. So he went to law school out in Buffalo. Was in Nantucket for like a year or two, worked in Nantucket, and then moved back home to Plattsburgh and worked for O'Connell and Aronowitz for a couple years, and then got poached by Martin Hardy and Mazzotti.
Oh, so this is his first job, or first place away from O&A?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if he had his own thing. His father...
Danny Barry?
Danny.
Yeah.
Actually did some work for me at my apartment.
Yeah. Jack of all trades.
Yeah, he was a good dude.
Yep.
So he's on my speed dial list because I'm not very handy.
They're great people. Like Ben and I
he's a nice
get
guy.
along so great. It's such a great work environment. If it was any other like snooty law office,
Yeah.
like I would not be there. You know,
Yeah.
we get along great. We have great conversations. Like we genuinely care for each other. Like it's a cool environment.
You gotta have fun. That's like I have. Well, I don't know if you ever met her, but Jordan like helps me out with the podcast and stuff. And when she was on the last Realty Talk, she was our first ever guest on that, and she was like, I kind of like it. I get to like do what I want. I dress how I want. Like I'm not
right.
I'm a pretty like my thing is like just do what the work requires. And
right.
I don't care when you do it. I mean, within reason. I mean, if you want to do it at night, at home in your pajamas, I don't care. Like do it
That's
at night.
great.
If you'd rather work at
I'm
night.
sure she really appreciates that.
Yeah, so she likes it. She comes in. She's very good. She's very. I told her, I'm like, the other day. Now she's still in college. She's like part time, but I'm like, I would love if she graduates. Like,
yeah,
I really need a full time assistant right now because I'm to the point where I'm like, yeah, it's bad. Today, literally, I've been in the office about 20 minutes before you got here tonight. Meaning, like the whole day, I was like, usually I get some time in the office. From 7 a.m. this morning till 5:10 today, I was running around, and then I finally got here. So it's like nice to kind of like I was like,
decompress.
I can't wait till Konnor brings over whatever this drink was. But
well, good.
Konnor, anything you want to talk about? Wrap up any kind of? I mean, if you want to talk more, we certainly can. If you have other topics. I was going to say
you're cutting me off. No, but
no, you're certainly you're good. I don't know what time you got to go home.
What time is it? It's 8 o'clock. 8? Oh my goodness, really?
It's not too bad.
Wow.
You've been on for about 2:10.
2:10. Oh, is that why you keep looking at that thing?
No, I check the volume level.
Oh.
No, I never really look at the. Actually, to be honest, I don't really look at the time too often. I'm always like just checking to make sure we're not like too loud. I can hear it, but.
Well, I'm trying to follow the rules. Should I be closer?
No, you're good.
I sound good. I sound good in the headset.
Yeah, because I can only hear you here. Like if I take this off and then you talk, I can hear it different than if I put this on because it's kind of like noise canceling.
Right.
So I'm really getting whatever that picks up. So like if you're bad, I'm
probably like snooting and like breathing loud, and I don't even realize it.
No, you're good. Usually, if that's the case, sometimes I tell people like sometimes people will be doing like one of these things. I'm like, you got to move in front of the mic because people can't hear you when your head's over here. So, but no, is there anything else you wanna touch upon? You certainly can. I got time. I got nothing. I mean, I still got a third of a glass of.
I know.
We'll drink. We'll talk till we drink these.
Okay. All right. Fair.
This is gonna be our hour glass. Will be our 20-minute.
20 minutes.
Sipper.
I got 1 sip left.
Jesus. Coming from the bartender.
Or what? I know. See, I'm a pusher. I'm an alcohol pusher.
This is
within respect. I
didn't think a lime in a coffee drink would be good.
I know.
Did you know that or no?
No. We just happened to stumble upon it. We drink a lot of margaritas and we do a lot of shots, and when I say we, I talk about the aunt and the mother that you did meet.
Oh, giddy up. I like it.
Those two ladies, they go to the Pepper every single Tuesday around lunchtime, and they drink a couple margaritas and have some lunch, and sometimes I can go meet them for, lunch, and sometimes I don't, but they go every Tuesday.
Wow,
and
good for them.
Yeah, like there's a restaurant on campus called Samuel D's. It's the HRT class. They hold a restaurant.
Yep.
So we go to that every once or twice a month. Like we actually have dinner reservations tomorrow. Like I'll go pick up my Aunt Ella. She lives next to the
Wait, is that
Kensal
a
House.
legit restaurant?
It's a legit restaurant, yeah.
Really?
Yep. Yeah.
I thought that was always just like a little cafe thing, like kind of like
well,
a
that
Tim
part
Hortons.
is, yeah, when you walk in, it is like during the day, but there's a class that every Thursday, I think they accept reservations are either from 5 or 5:30 till about 7:30 or 8, and it's student run. So
really?
The class, is with the students. So half of the semester they're back in the kitchen, and they work with one teacher in the kitchen area, and they're responsible for all the food. So every week they'll rotate. 1 week someone will make the bread, 1 week someone will be responsible for the protein or the fish, and they're student managers. So they pick one item on the menu. And then the other half of the class is in the service area, and they serve. And
is this HRT?
This is HRT, yeah. And then halfway through the semester, it switches. So the guys in the kitchen now go to the front of the house.
Does Plattsburgh have a culinary?
Not culinary specific. HRT is the closest. I mean, also
But they still have some background in
CV
cooking?
Tech also has like an actual culinary class. But no,
cool.
that class, actually, now that I say it, I'm not sure. I think it's an elective. But I don't think it's an elective. I think it's a required course. But some people struggle with the kitchen aspect of it because if they're not familiar with the culinary, they don't do as well.
How's the food normally?
It's amazing. Like,
Really?
It's high class. It's white linen tablecloths, 2 different wine glasses depending on what you order, water,
Really?
like all of the silverware, like the Pretty Woman, I don't know what fork to use. Like that's
A Titanic.
And the Titanic,
like,
yes.
Out to in.
Out to in. And that's what it is. And like, it's all about the student experience and letting them realize like a higher end. And the prices are phenomenal. So it's this little, it's a
Like
menu,
a
new menu
Yeah.
so you get a salad, you get your choice of, usually they do like a chicken or a pork and a fish and like a vegetarian. So you can pick one of those 3. And they always have a dessert, and they have like a moderate alcohol selection. If someone wants a bottle of beer, you can get like an Ubu, and then they have nice wines. At the end of the semester, they always do a wine tasting course, which I think is maybe next month, but
Wow.
it's great. And it packs up. And the thing is, like I said, it's student run, so they only take enough reservations every night for each student to have 1, maybe 2 tables, depending on how experienced they are. So like, we'll show up for our 5:30 reservation tomorrow. There's going to be 8 ladies. We're sitting there. We order a couple bottles of wine, and we shoot the shit, and we eat this really nice meal. And we go home at the end of the night, and it costs us $20.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So anybody can do this?
Anybody can do it. Yep.
I'm going to make a note of this.
I will send you the phone number as well, but it's only during the semester, and it's Thursday nights.
Samuel D?
Yep.
Okay.
Samuel, yeah. Yep. But yeah, look it up. It's great. It's so much fun.
Oh, that'd be cool. I'd like to just explore. So, I think it was last week. So one of the girls at Plattsburgh State, she's getting a real estate license, and like, what's awesome about her is she's a marketing major at Plattsburgh. So she talked to me one day, and this is like, what's crazy about this girl is she's in college taking her course. She's pretty much met with me every week. I would say almost every week, but pretty darn close. If you said every week, maybe 80%.
Yep.
From, God, where are we now? September of last year till now. You're talking to a kid in college, like coming here.
She's got goals.
Yeah, and like this girl is
motivated,
like, super smart, and like like she's 19. She's beyond 19. She's not. Her mind is far beyond 19. So she goes, I want to get into this marketing club. And I said, that's great. Like, you're a marketing major, do it. Yeah. Like, you get like-minded kids. So last week, my buddy, do you know Aaron Benner? Boyer Benner, you've heard of him? He's a nut.
We've actually met a few times at Campus Corner. I'm not sure I would say that I know him, but
he's a nut.
Yes.
Great guy. Like a really good friend.
My encounters with him have been very nice.
Yes.
And his
energy.
sons.
Ace, yeah. A lot of energy.
Yes.
Mr. Acceptance Coffee himself. So, so he was speaking last week, I think it was, at this marketing thing. So I showed up partly because buddy of mine, but I know Hannah was in the course, and I was like, well, I'll go and check it out. And she invited me. So I went, sat there. There was probably 15 kids. And what was crazy, they were very good. They asked some very good questions. And, of course, Aaron's just all energy, Yeah. So we get done, and it was kind of cool. So 2 of the kids come up to me and say, hey, because Hannah was like, oh, I work with him. Like, and she does. She's kind of interning how to like real estate. She's been on appointments and stuff, and it's really cool. And they go, hey, can we intern for you next year? And they go,
wow.
And I'm like, sure. Like, I usually have like 1 or 2 interns a semester.
Yep. So
this girl and this guy both wanted to intern, so I'm like, 100%. Like that. Like, let me, like, I'm meeting them actually. I don't know, tomorrow, next week. I think it's next week. And it's on my calendar. I'll check it later. But they're coming in. But there's a difference, meaning kids at that level, like these HRT kids, like, they're like, if you're in a marketing club at Plattsburgh, like, you like what you're doing.
Yes.
And it's like the passion these guys have. They're like, no, I really want to do it. I think real estate marketing would be so cool. And like, I'm excited because I'm like, dude, like, here's like some like 20-year-old kids that really want to, are hungry and want to get after it. And I'm like, and the thing is, I understand, I believe I understand marketing fairly well. And I'm curious to I'm excited to kind of show them real world examples of marketing that actually matter, but I'm curious also to see what they know, because I know they know a lot that I don't know. So I'm like, so it's a win-win. So I'll get to kind of pick their brain, and so I think it's cool. But like what you said, like I didn't realize this when I was at Plattsburgh. Like I'm really big right now at trying to get these kids from the college where there's a lot of talent there, and getting these kids like to stay in Plattsburgh, because and that's the hardest thing.
That is really hard. And like, there's not a lot for, especially a lot of those people aren't local to start with. Yeah,
and so I asked both these kids. So one girl's international, and the guy is from, I think he said Long Island, and I asked both of them, I said, do you guys like Plattsburgh? They go, yes. I go,
enough to stay?
Yeah, and as I said, would you stay? And like, well, like honestly, if there's job opportunities, yeah. And I go, so I'm like, now part of it is like I do a lot of like Adirondack Young Professionals. I'm trying, and I know they've done it in the past. It's kind of one of my, I'm not like, I know a lot of the board members and stuff, really good buddies, and but it's trying like, how can we tap into that group of kids, not just like, like, hey, whatever, but like try to get them every month, or try to make it easy where we do stuff at the college maybe that incorporates, it's easy for them to show up. And you can really, we sat on a panel a couple weeks ago, and we're talking about the transition from college to an adult or a career, whatever the title was. But there's a lot of good information. A lot of these kids actually want to learn, but it's like if we can get these kids assimilated into the professional community with kids, anywhere from 22 to 35, like imagine like a 20-year-old talking to us. Like we can give them a perspective 10 years in the future about, because think about when we were 20. I didn't know anything.
I don't.
Like we both were like, and that's what I think kids coming out of college are like, I got to have my shit together. I'm like, you don't, and don't stress yourself out. Have fun, take the lumps, learn. You're gonna grow. You're gonna get on the correct path. But I think it's cool if we can take those kids and get them to get the connections with me, with you. Who knows? Ben might be looking to hire somebody. All of a sudden, hey, Ben needs a marketing person. This person now gets a cool job with you and Ben because they met you at a chamber or a North Country or whatever, Adirondack Young Professional event. But these kids don't get off campus enough to really assimilate. And that was one thing when I was at college. Like I grew up around here, but same thing. Like I wasn't really active within the college and to make a transition into the actual professional world. And I'm sure they have some things set up, but I think there's one thing to have a kid go talk to an older professional, and they're like, this guy's like 50 or 60, or this lady's 50, 60.
You're right.
Versus coming to us where they look like they feel like an older sibling, where they're like, wait, so what do you guys do? And they feel more because it's more peer. And I'm like, dude, don't even worry about that. Do this, do that. Hey, have you set up this? Have you checked that? Have you, all these things. I think there's a lot of these kids, there's a lot of potential, and there's a lot of potential in the area, and I think, but it's getting these kids like the Samuel D thing. That's phenomenal. I never knew about that, but I would love to go check it out, because I think that's just like, it's real world experience for these kids. But then who knows? You might chat up some kid tomorrow that's waiting your table, and all of a sudden, like, hey, I'm in this thing, and actually I really like it. Next thing you know, it's a career opportunity for them. Maybe one of the ladies you're with, her company is hiring, or her husband's company is hiring, or whatever, and next thing you know, they're like, hey, we had this kid who was very professional, did a very good job. I think that goes a lot, because I think a lot of life is serendipity of who you meet, when you meet them, at the timing, your mindset when you meet people. I kind of laugh, like, if I met my wife 5 years before I met her, we weren't going to get married. Like, not in a bad way, but there's an age gap there, and it's like,
timing is everything with a lot of things in life. Yes,
and I find like there's kids I met, like, we might have hated each other in high school. I don't know. I didn't really hate a lot of people in high school, but we might have not have hit it off if we, if I knew you from high school or elementary, I might have been like, oh, Konnor went to school with her, but we have a different perspective. So I think there's a lot of that. It's cool. I don't know. There's a lot of good stuff. I think people are. It's fun. I love meeting people.
I think you're doing a great job at it.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah.
That's it.
We're trying to, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a good compliment today. I was at we did this North Country Connections thing, which is through the chamber. Basically, like, they get a bunch of like business people. It's kind of like to learn how to network and meet people. And I know a handful of these people prior. Actually, two of the girls are coming on tomorrow for a podcast, and but it's cool like that. But then the other thing was they joked around something about social media. Like, we're on social media a lot. The only person that beats us is Gaelan.
Is
so I was
Gaelan,
like,
yeah.
That's good. I like when people say that because obviously it shows that my stuff's out there. But
It is out there, yes.
it's good. It's fun. I have fun with it. I think that's why we were on the panel and I told kids, I'm like, dude, if you like what you do, like, you're good. Mm-hmm. Like, your life's good. And like me, I could sit here and talk to you for another 3 hours or stop now and do all this stuff for 3. I would love it. I mean, it keeps me going. And like I said, I guess like crazy lofty goals like that keep me motivated. So it's always good. You always got to improve. Kind of like you said, like one day you will be your paddleboard
yoga instructor.
Is it yogi?
Yogi is what like they call themselves. I've never called myself a yogi. But...
So you're gonna be a paddleboard yoga instructor.
Yes.
When Connor's a paddleboard yoga instructor, I'm gonna take a paddleboard yoga class from Konnor.
There you go.
Have you paddleboarded before? You must have.
Yeah, I own a paddleboard.
Oh.
What do you mean?
You
think I just pulled this out of the air?
This is why I have Konnor on the people like Konnor on the podcast because I didn't know. Do you hike and stuff?
Yes. I do it all. Gaelan, I do it all.
Okay.
I'm so busy. I'm into everything.
Konnor just does. She's a little bit of everything.
Except video games. We talked about this earlier. I can't handle those multi-tooling.
Get
video
outside,
games.
be active. Don't look at video
That's
games.
what the North Country is about too. Like especially if you're a young individual and like if you go to college and you're an outdoorsy person, I find that that's huge for them to stay here as well. Like it's a good opportunity. Like they're not gonna move back to Staten Island or Long Island and have that. I think a lot of times they just fall in love with the area and that's why they stay. But the opportunity is another huge thing that needs to keep them here, and we need to work on that. Plattsburgh needs to grow in that aspect.
There's a lot of talent.
Yeah,
there really is. Those kids in that marketing department were just like.
But unfortunately, we're going to educate them, and then we're going to ship them off to their homes, and then they'll find jobs elsewhere.
There's it means nothing to me. It does and it doesn't. Meaning like me trying to help a kid get a career on, like me trying to get a kid to work for like. A company like you does nothing for me. But at the end of the day, it strengthens our community.
It does, yeah.
Like, I've really thought about this a lot in the last 2 months of like, how do we really attract these kids? Because there are some like, I've run up against some really smart kids that are young, and usually people are like, millennials suck. I'm like, there's good and bad people.
Millennials.
There's 56-year-olds that suck and are lazy. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter your age because there are some 20-year-olds that get after it and are really really go getters. Right. And I think that's important. And I think there's a lot of really good individuals there. I don't know. It'd be cool. I think that's kind of like a goal in the back of my mind is really how do I figure out a way to get those kids. Like I'm hoping these like 2 marketing kids. I mean, I'm probably not in a position to hire them, but could I get them in the door with somebody or make a connection or like trust me, I'm gonna be pushing them to go to some of these events. I'm like, hey, you can come on. You can come on as a Kavanaugh employee.
Yeah.
I think you really gotta kind of.
That's great. That's huge that you're giving them that opportunity.
Well, yeah. Like I said, if we can leave the North Country better than we found it, that's awesome. Do you have anything on that list you want to talk about?
I don't.
We got your notes out.
No, I did have notes.
Did you even make a note? What'd you?
Well, I made one note, but I had like something printed and then some side notes.
If you don't mind, can I actually look at that?
It's literally all about Martin Hardy and Mazzotti, so it's not very exciting. But it's just about some of the other things they do in the community and the environment, and we're trying to spread the word a little bit more.
Do you want to plug anything? Sure. I mean, you can.
No, I don't really want to.
Oh.
No.
So, did you?
If you had asked me about,
did you think I was gonna like plug you all about work?
No,
I can do. I mean,
I didn't think that at all. But
okay.
I thought if you had asked me a question, because like I mentioned, I'm relatively newer to the organization, and they're involved in so many things that have been happening way before I even came around.
No, go ahead, tell people just tell people more about your company because I know it's kind of. I mean, it's a big name, but like you guys are obviously kind of a smaller. I say branch, but you're a local company.
We're local. Yeah. So our headquarters are out of Albany. So there's 2 offices in Albany. There's us in Plattsburgh, and then we're also have 2 main offices in Vermont. But like I said before, we do a lot of personal injury stuff. But besides the like lawyering stuff that we do, they're a great company. They really, truly appreciate their employees. They do a lot for the employees. They do a lot for the communities that they're involved in. They do like the Safe Ride program, like the Don't Drink and Drive program. I don't know if you've heard of this, but
I mean, it's kind of like, well, it's not Dare.
No, this is like during holidays. So they do, I wrote it down because I wanted to make sure. So New Year's Eve, Super Bowl Sunday, St. Patrick's Day, Thanksgiving, the Wednesday before Thanksgiving.
Best night to go out.
Labor Day, Memorial Day, 4th of July, and all of Veterans Week. They give free cab rides to people on those drinking holidays so you don't drink and drive. So they are the number one person in all of New York State to do that now. Every county in New York State has stopped doing their safe ride programs because Martin Harding and Mazzotti does it now.
Really?
Yeah.
So up here they do it?
Yes.
So what do you have to do? So anybody listening,
call,
if you're out having a good time,
if you're out having a good time on any of these random drinking holidays, you call 1-800-LAW-1010, the familiar commercial phone number, and you'll get a dispatcher. You'll get someone on the other line. You tell them where you are, where you're coming, where you want to go, and they will schedule the cab ride, and the cab will be there to pick you up, and it will cost you nothing.
That's amazing.
Like St. Patrick's Day, it was noon to midnight.
That would have been good because I actually went out, which is very rare. The day before Thanksgiving, phenomenal.
Yes, the Wednesday night, that is
phenomenal.
Huge.
That was by
far my favorite.
Plattsburgh,
it's impossible to get cabs on any of these holidays. Even like Uber and Lyft is more popular, but that is still the two people are busy on those holidays.
Yeah.
Like now there's the Martin Harding and Mazzotti free cab ride.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I gotta get my Uber. I would Uber the shit out of some of those holidays. Imagine how much. Like I don't know how much money you make in Uber, but like it'd be fun. Like whatever.
It would be.
I'm not gonna drink. I'll go out. Hey, I'll pick you up. I'm 10 to 2. I'm 10 to 2 right now. I'm gonna.
And I think that's one of the perks of Lyft and Uber is you can make your own schedule. Like sure, I'll do the application, but
yeah, it's like when
I only want to work whenever I want to work.
Like, log in. All right. Yeah. John needs a ride. Let's go get John.
Okay, let's go get John.
That's cool. So right there, folks, we just saved you anywhere from about $5 to $15.
$10.
Well, it depends.
Yeah.
Man,
it does depend on where you're going, but they go.
If you live in Keysville, Ross Sable, there's $30.
This is your key. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, they also do things like bike helmet giveaways. Like I have a friend whose father is a doctor, and probably last month he sends me a text message. He's like, "Hey, did you drop bike helmets off at my dad's office?" I'm like, "No. What do you mean?" He's like, "I don't know. They're bicycle helmets. They're Martin Harding Mazzotti. Like they brought all this over." I was like, "No, I didn't do that, but they do that. They drop these things off randomly to different locations."
They're semi-local. I mean, being down, you said Albany.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a New York State run kind of company.
They
right?
do. We handle all of New York State. Yep.
So where else do they have? They have obviously Albany, Plattsburgh.
2 in Albany, 1 in Plattsburgh, and then there's 2 in Vermont. But we in Plattsburgh, we handle everything basically from Queensbury north. We get a lot of Malone, Ogdensburg, and Ben is also an attorney in Vermont. So he handles a lot of Vermont cases as well. I think like the average down in Albany, I think the average attorney has maybe 30 cases. Ben probably has about 200 open cases right now. So we're busy, even though we're 2 people. We are, and we've got the building that's under construction. We're taking a huge that has been a huge project the last couple months that Ben and I have been overseeing. You know, Ben does the negotiating of all the finances and dealing with the contractors, but I'm on site every day, you know, handling the day-to-day stuff. And
that's cool.
So it's interesting. I enjoy my job because it's not just being a paralegal. I'm not just sitting there reading medical records. I'm doing a lot of other stuff on top of that. I'm out in the field meeting clients, doing intakes, you know. He's
giving you a lot of freedom to do like expand your role and
that's basically what Martin Harding and Mazzotti has done for Ben as well. You know, they want this area to grow, and there's a lot of potential. And on top of like we're really good at what we do. We have the best resources, and we really do truly care about our clients, and we do work the hardest to get the best outcome possible. You know, like people with injuries, like, you know, you get in a serious car accident, like people get fucked up, you know, it's very stressful. It's very traumatic, you know, sometimes they're lower income as it is, you know, but that doesn't even matter. You know, it doesn't matter who you are or where you're from. Ben truly fights so hard for you and he gets the best outcome possible.
How old's Ben?
He's maybe 37, 38.
Yeah.
He's like a few years older than I am.
Yeah. Like I said,
but he's just a smart, cool guy too.
Yeah,
like he's just cool.
I mean, I met him that one time, and I met him at the golf tournament.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I met him. You know, I was standing there, and we were shooting the shit with everybody. So, no, that's cool.
Yeah.
Anything else? I mean, we just literally just put money in people's pocket right here.
Yes, we did.
From Martin Harding Mazzotti.
I mean, we've been plugging a lot of things today. We plugged Patron.
Might get a Patron.
Campus Corner.
I probably won't get a Patron.
No, I don't think so.
Maybe we'll get a Campus Corner. Campus Corner.
I might be able to get you a corn muffin.
A corn muffin. That's all we want. That's all we're asking for in this world is a corn muffin. Go to Campus Corner and get your corn muffin.
Yes.
So, no, I think that's good. I mean, I'm done my drink.
You are done your I am too.
She's been nursing it, but not there she goes. She's professional. She just takes it down.
I know. I'm trying to lead by your example.
That's it. This like I said, it's our hourglass. We should have started here and just went. But
we should have.
So I think that's good.
Yeah.
Konnor, I want to thank you for coming on.
Yes, thank you for having me, Gaelan.
Yes.
I've had a nice time.
Yeah, you did very well your first time.
Thank
You
you.
had more to talk about than I think you thought you did.
I did. You're right. You're right.
Would you ever do another podcast?
Yours or someone else's?
I mean, just in general.
Yeah, of course.
Wasn't bad, right?
Broke the seal.
Good. There you go. She's in. Maybe in the future. I'm hoping. My goal for all this was to do one a week, and I started basically mid-December with actually recording, which I think if that actually did the timeline right, I'm probably around 16, and this is the 21st. So I'm above.
I mean, you did just say you have 2 people tomorrow and 1 on Sunday.
Yeah.
So you're above and beyond.
Yeah.
You overachiever.
And I was actually supposed to have someone this week. That never happens. I usually get 1 a week, maybe 2.
Well, then I don't feel so bad because when I had to reschedule, I was like, oh my God, what's he going to do?
Well, no, I think you were good. I've had a couple reschedules. Most people are pretty good. I would say there's like a 50% reschedule thing. I
feel like that's kind of high. Is that high?
I think so. Coming from me, that I don't reschedule a lot. Like if you were to tell, like this is my thing. If you were to say like, hey, Gaelan, can you do this on this date? Unless there's a family or like a dire emergency, I'm going to that. Like I'm going to do that. Even if it was like my best friend saying, dude, let's go do this fun thing. It'll be great. Like very rarely do I move stuff. And if I do, it's
I
like.
agree with you. I'm the same. I'm a scheduled person.
Yeah. Like,
Ugh.
but if you were like, say you were to say, hey, I have something at 4 to 7, and I go, somebody's asked me to go to a concert tonight. I want to see him, and I got free tickets to go up and whatever.
Yep.
Like, this would be me. I'd be like, Konnor, here's the situation. Can we move you up to like 2? And if you're like, that's really the only day, I probably would say, listen, I got to honor this. Like, and I just always, like, I really like to try because I value other people's times. Like, I hate being late. I
agree.
Yeah.
I am exactly the same.
Like if I'm late, and I would say I was late today, 2 minutes for an appointment. I knew I was going to be 2 minutes late. I texted and called the person and told them I'd be 2 minutes late because I'm like, I just hate, because I value other people's time. So to me, even being 2 minutes late means I don't value their 2 minutes of time.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm high up on the time value aspect as well.
No, I'm not showing up 10, 15 minutes early. I'll show up on time. Like
I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's like an athlete thing. You know, if you're on time, you're a half hour early. Like, if you're early, you're late. But if you're like extra early, you're on time.
No, if you're on time, you're late. If you're early, you're on time.
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
Yeah, it's like a military thing.
Yes, military.
I try to get, like, I like to be at appointments. I really should get to appointments 10 minutes before, because that gives me a little, like, prep.
You've shown me 2 places for real estate? 2, 3, 2? And you have beat me every time, and I have been early, and you've beat me every single time.
That's good.
And then the one time I wanted to go back to Saley Avenue on a Saturday, your schedule didn't, and my schedule didn't. I was like, I'm really only free like this 1 to 2 time slot, and you're like, you couldn't.
Did
and
I
then
go? Ellie went.
Yeah, you were like, let me
Ellie's
check and
great.
see if Ellie can go. So you made it work no matter what, but I think both of us agree, like, our schedules are our schedules.
I really try, like I have one Friday. I usually take Fridays kind of off.
Good, you should.
Well, not Fridays off. The Friday, like, back up.
Well,
like the Friday evening, like 3 o'clock on
Sure,
off.
you should.
Yes, but I'm also one, too. There's 3 people that want to see homes, and a lot of them are brand new listings. And I really I would have a guilty conscience if I told those people,
you're right,
let's wait till Monday. And guess what? The house goes under contract before Monday, and I'd be so pissed because I take my role as finding someone's home very serious. So, like, if you don't get a home that you could have loved and you were in there for how many years because I was just like, I'm just going to blow you off to go on a Monday, I would feel, I swear to God, that eats at me so bad. So I'm like, I really try to get people in if I have the gut feeling that they need to get in. And these basically 3 showings, like, all 3 of them, like, you got to go on Friday. I can't push you off until another day. So Friday I will not be taking off. I will be doing a late Friday, but that's fine. Like I said, I like what I do.
Good.
So I like helping people. So
good.
But okay, we're gonna end there.
Okay.
Konnor, thank you very much. I appreciate you
Gaelan.
coming on. You were phenomenal.
I appreciate it as well.
Thank you for bringing our drink of choice.
I know.
Very
now
good.
we're gonna have to.
That was good.
Next time I come back, I'll have to think harder. What's next?
I'll
What's
probably.
next?
I'll
keep expanding your horizons. I'm the bartender in this group here. Come on.
Exactly. I was just gonna say that. I'm gonna let her do it because my palate is like a Grey Goose and vodka. So.
Ooh.
my favorite drink with lime. So the lime was good. But that was it. We were going to sign off there. Konnor, I thank you. And
thank you, Gaelan.
That is episode 21 of the Gaelan Trombley Show. We are out. Thanks for listening to the Gaelan Trombley Show. If you want to reach me, you can go on Facebook at Gaelan Trombley, on Instagram at Gaelan Trombley, and on YouTube at Gaelan Trombley. The spelling, GaelanTrombley.